What is good, people? It is the King of Anime podcast. Myself, Satsuki the Savage, himself, everything animated. What is good, people?
Hello, everybody. Hello, Decrepit Storm. Hello, Trayvon. Welcome on in. We are the King of Anime podcast. We are here to talk about seasonal anime. We're here to kill or pass some shows tonight. Lazarus and my lady is a rocking whatever. I always forget the damn name. No, don't tell me. My lady is a rock. Fuck. What is it?
Rock is a lady's modesty.
Rock first. Rock is a lady's modesty.
Yes.
Those two today, and of course, at the very, very end, we have a triple threat, so to speak. 3 episodes of My Future Diary.
And speaking of which, if you can't already tell by my voice, I'm a little under the weather, and I don't think it's a coincidence that I got this sick after watching 3 episodes of Future Diary, because we will be talking about episodes 10 through 12. We'll get there when we get there, but I would advise anybody watching Future Diary, just take your time because your health is at risk watching that show. I had to find out.
You know what they say, enjoy things in small doses. You know, it's like if you eat too much greasy fat food, you're eventually going to get a heart attack. You got to enjoy it, spread it out.
Yeah. I damn near overdosed on terrible anime. That's how it is. But yes, what is good, Decrepit Storm? What is good, Trayvon? For anybody new to the King of Anime podcast, what we do on here is we talk about shows that are relevant to the current season. So, of course, we're talking about the spring 2025 season, and we're talking about Lazarus, Rock His Lady's Modesty, Apocalypse Hotel, Ranger Reject, and usually we usually bring a show that one of us picks for all of us to watch. This time we're watching Future Diary, a show that me and EA have both watched. EA remembers a bit of it. I remembered a lot of it, but now we're starting to get to the point where I don't remember much of it. But yeah, that's the format, or that's the structure. And what we do is basically in increments of 25% of the show, we kill or pass it. And so we have Lazarus and Rock His Lady's Modesty up for this week since they're on episode 6. And Apocalypse Hotel, Ranger Reject will be up next week. Or yeah. Okay.
Next week. Yep. Can I make a claim against KOA to get back the time I spent watching Future Diary today? No. We will not accept liability when it comes to any headaches, nausea, pain,
or death.
Or death. That's all on you, Decrepit Storm.
Yeah, Future Diary is going to be interesting to talk about. Maybe
for sure, especially this week.
Yeah, maybe it's not going to be what people expected exactly, but yeah. So the first thing we got to get into is, since I'm sick, I would like to hear something that would uplift my spirits, and I'm pretty sure EA has something in its inventory to help me with that.
Yes, I got some liquid that you can just pour on your hand so that you can feel better, after you just do a little bit of that. But also, I got something to never give you the blues. Now let's get ready for the KOA.
It's Miracle!
All right, so the first thing that I have is Kakeguri's mangaka Homura Kawamoto is launching a new manga. People are not familiar with Kakeguri. The artist and author are separate, so this is the author who is having a new manga, and the new manga is called this one is
Rock is a lady.
Kenka Oji-san Namonaki Chunin Suyo Shigeru. Translated in English to the nameless brawling middle-aged man is too strong.
The brawling middle-aged man is too strong.
Do you want a synopsis?
Please.
The story follows a seemingly ordinary man, Fuyo Shigaraki, who is divorced and has no money. He needs to earn 3 million yen for his daughter, so he accepts when a mysterious high school girl brawler appears before him and gives him the idea to make money by fighting. Once he enters the ring, the truth is revealed that he was a former MMA fighter who was the only person to get a draw against the current world champion. With fighting instinct awakened, Fuyo pays away for it with his fist.
See, now I can get behind that. I love, like, if they do it right, the MMA, the fighting and everything. Kind of weird how it's like this person is all of a sudden inspired by like a high schooler.
It's always a high schooler.
Make him want to fight.
It's either a high school girl or a 14-year-old lolly that gives you powers. You got to choose one or the other.
It's something, but like it had me up until that point because I've always said this. I'd like to see more fighting stuff, and especially stuff with more adults. And I mean, an old school fighter, that's right up my alley. But then all of a sudden, here comes fucking I'm so kawaii, you gotta go fight again, Oni-chan. It's like, oh, I can already see it. It's going to be. It has potential. Maybe it won't be so weird, but this is coming off of the mangaka of Kakaguri. Those faces are going to be so detailed and just, especially when they do the close-ups of the fighting. Well, that'd be cool.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I specified it in the beginning. The author and the artist of Kakaguri is separate. So this is coming from the author. Yeah.
Dang.
The artist's name, if I'm correct, is Toru. Is Toru? I don't want to fuck up his name. I know his first name is Toru.
Honda?
No, it's not Toru Honda. She didn't get into write a manga. But yeah, I don't know who the artist is. I'm actually looking for it right now. I gotta look on a different page.
Caught up on 2 new shows that came out this year, Mono and Food for the Soul, both great. Okay, I don't think I've heard of any of those, Trayvon, but those are new.
Yeah, they're not saying who the artist is, which is weird. Yeah, I guess we'll find out.
If it's Yusuke Murata, forget about it. I'm watching. Or I'm reading.
Yeah, no way he picks up another.
No way. No, he's locked in on One Punch Man. I mean, he's a beautiful man that makes beautiful art.
Yeah. I mean, even with One Punch Man, he's not the author exactly because it's based off of the web comic, of course, but he sort of is also the author. So that'll be. And then he's trying to do animation stuff too, so that'll be a little
crazy,
too much, I would think. But
for sure.
Yeah, that's all the news I have. Do you have anything here?
I do have something for all you Fallout fans out there. Fallout Season 2 is set to premiere this December. And before the season even comes out, Fallout has been renewed for Season 3 for Prime and Amazon or whatever. But yeah, for all y'all who are fans of Fallout, which I really liked the first season, I thought they did a good job with it. I'm a fan of Fallout in general, so they did a really good job with it. So I'm looking forward to Season 2. It's going to be super fun. And don't think there was anything else. Oh, other than they're making a live action Spider Noir series, which I don't know if you're familiar with that. The Spider Noir was in the Into the Spider-Verse kind of crossover where he was all in black and white, and it was more because that's based off a real comic series.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of them are based off a real comic series, just alternate universes, blah blah blah. Voiced by Nicolas Cage, and I think he's gonna be in it. Yeah, starring Nicolas Cage. Holy shit!
Okay.
So he went from Into the Spider-Verse just doing the voice, and now he's doing the live action. So should be interesting. Other than that, yeah, there's and they're hoping that it gets off the ground with this, but Creed is going to do a spin-off series based off of the actual boxing with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
In the same universe as Rocky and all that. So they're going to turn it into an actual series.
Okay.
So going to be interesting. Michael B. Jordan is executive producing it, and it follows young boxers who train at the gym. Oh, so this is almost like a reality show? Interesting. So there's a couple of things coming out, interesting stuff. But yeah, Fallout. We're eating good this year.
Can't wait to put some tariffs on it.
Gotta put the tariffs on it, 100%. And yeah, don't let Demon Slayer come through without tariffing it.
Is there any IRL news? Any updates on stuff? Weekend? Anything?
I mean, this past weekend we had ourselves a great time playing some Repo.
Yep.
That was fun. I finally made it past level 6, made it to 7, got our ass handed to us. But you know, as I said before, I feel like our team makes it the farthest because I don't know, like depending on who I'm with, we either fuck around or don't even make it that far, or we all die. But yeah, that was a fun time, and yeah, I'm looking forward to do that again real soon. I saw a video where it was like Doom guy music, and he's just killing, destroying all the monsters and everything. I'm like, we should do that. We should destroy these monsters and not hide from them. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Let's kill them.
I mean, I've been in some teams where we've done that. Shout out to Hollow server. The only problem with that is that you had to have because what they were doing in the video, you had to have a whole bunch of upgrades for, like, the way they were lifting up those monsters. They had like a lot of strength, and that trank gun, from what I know, isn't like a easy thing to get because you know the weapons are very randomized and when you could buy them.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, like we would prefer we fought monsters sometimes. I on one stage I fucking grenaded one of the monsters.
Yep.
So
that was great.
Yeah. I mean, like,
I saw that.
And then like there's a chainsaw. So sometimes we try to fight when we can, but other times it's just not viable. And sometimes you just get overwhelmed, so it's nothing you can really do.
Yeah. But that last level was just nothing but just everyone coming out of the woodwork. Big face. What would you call him? DJ Head?
DJ Head, yeah.
DJ Head. Kendrick. What are the other names you use?
Kane.
Kane. Oh, what's the one that blows, like, yells and it just blows wind and everything?
Oh, what? That's the one that Morgan. What do you call them? Thickums. Because it has like huge thighs.
Yeah, and the really tiny head and neck and everything. Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. But that was this past weekend. Next Thursday, I'll probably bring it up again before I am done and whatnot. My son's going to be graduating high school.
Woo! Man, oh man.
I know. And I'm going to see him walk and graduate. And I'm going to make a fool and go, that's my boy! Yeah! Dad, you're embarrassing me.
Definitely do your thing. I mean, all parents are going to do it. The kid's going to be embarrassed and whatnot, but it's like, that's your only time to do that type of stuff. And like I said, all the parents do it anyway. I remember my graduation, my godmom was the loudest one in the room. It's
wow.
Like, yeah. So, yeah, definitely do your thing. Definitely do your thing.
Yeah. Things are definitely different now than they were 20 years ago, but I remember some of my friends had their family bring an actual megaphone and just go, yeah, whenever he got up on stage. And I was like, they would not do that now.
Yeah.
They would not do that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my kind of news for in real life. What about you? Anything other than being sick, down with the sickness?
I finished Bloodborne this not this weekend, but this past week.
Nice.
Yeah, I finally finished that. I actually had an easier time finishing the game than I thought I was. After I got past one of the bosses with I think it was
That one that took forever.
it was two like that. It was Lawrence and then there was Ludwig. Because I've said this before, but I struggle much more with bigger bosses. I can't really tell you why that is. But once I get like the more humanoid bosses, I tend to do better. And so I beat who did I all beat that day? Because it was like 4 different bosses. I ended up beating the first hunter, the Orphan of Kos, Moon Presence, and I forgot who the other one was. Yeah, I forgot who the other one was. Oh, was it Lawrence? I forgot who the other one was. But yeah, I finally finished that game. Had fun on it. I started doing some of the new game plus stuff today, just because I might not commit to the whole thing, like trying to beat the whole game again. But I just like being overpowered like that and get my revenge on monsters that I was struggling with.
Yeah.
Because they're like some of the early game bosses, I was getting my ass kicked and thought about quitting the game. So when I was getting my run back, I was like, "Yeah, bitch." I was like, they do make the enemies stronger, so it's not like you're just running through them like they're nothing. But like once you know how to play the game, once you got the mechanics down, things are like way easier. So yeah, I've had fun with that game.
I guess real quick for me with video game news as well. I never got a chance to ever play the Borderland games. I've been playing them with our old pal C Tactics. And I played the first one, I don't know, a couple months ago. Pretty fun, solid, simple. Then recently, this past weekend, beat Borderlands 2. And I can see why people really like that game. Like, one kind of like is the blueprint, but then Borderlands 2 takes that and just like expands upon it, and it's a really fun game, and people still play it even after all these years, 'cause that's a game that came out in 2012. And yeah, I finally got to beat it and really enjoyed it, and we're more than likely going to be playing the pre-sequel, or we're just going to go to 3, which will be interesting because the 4th game comes out, I think, later this summer. Something like that. So, should be fun. And after all these years, I finally got to play Borderlands 2. I was like, or beat it too. I was just like, yes, thank you. Because it's not fun playing by yourself. Borderlands is a game you have to play in a group. Because if you play it by yourself, it's not as fun.
I see. All right, we're beating games. We're beating games. And I'll probably have some news about another game I'll beat next week, but we'll see. If I don't get sick for this weekend again.
Right. You'll watch some more Future Diary and go,
God.
You know, I think we need to drop this series.
Just a long collapse.
We're watching it.
Some stupid.
A long collapse. Future Diaries.
All right, but it is time to talk about our first show for tonight, first spring show, Lazarus, episode 6. This is a kill or pass week for Lazarus, so it is up to us to determine if this episode is worthy of going through and staying on the podcast, or if we've seen enough of it and it needs to be replaced, or if it just needs to get the fuck out of here.
Burn it! Burn it!
Burn them all!
That burn them all! That's what they were doing this episode. They were lighting people on fire, or at least trying to.
Yeah.
Actually, no, they did light some people.
We got a good old fashioned cult episode here. So
Very
yeah,
interesting.
I like this. I like this episode. I'll just say that.
Yeah,
First
I
and
think
foremost,
this was a better episode than last week for sure.
much better.
And I think we kind of called it as well when we said if there's anyone that needs kind of a backstory, Elena's one of them. And what do you know? She's the one. I mean, it wasn't hugely in depth, and it wasn't like, but you kind of got the gist of it. You're like, okay, she grew up in a cult. She got disassociated with her family members, and her mother was in the cult and everything. She couldn't even call her mom. She had to call her by her name. And yeah, okay. So I was like, all right, that's interesting. That kind of like explains a lot of her character, why she's kind of like very reserved and maybe got into doing something else like hacking and whatnot.
Yeah, I think this episode, because you said it didn't go in depth, I agree with you, but I think this is something that Watanabe does a lot, which is he gives you a lot of a character not through extensive backstory, but through a lot of the subtext that surrounds their character. And I think that's what you got with Elena in this episode, because like you said, she talked about how she lived in this cult. All right. So because we didn't really like lead up to this, but I guess let's start there first. So
Let's start from the beginning.
We are following this cult. I don't know if the cult is called Tower of the Truth, but that's the area we had to go to. They're this cult that lives off their land, creates their own clothes, everything. No technology. We've heard of this before, but they don't worship a man or even an idea. They worship this AI called Naga, which is devoid of all human ego and desires. So they feel like this is the one true being that they should follow. And for the most part, they've been living, I guess, peaceful and well for about 15 years or so, because, you know, this cult has been, they've been reported about, but they haven't made any huge waves. And the reason why we're even talking about this cult is because they're low key and they're on suspicion of maybe this is where Dr. Skinner is hiding out, since this place is off the grid. So this is the next place we go. And that's when Elena lets it slip that she grew up here. And that's when her and Leland infiltrate the cult, since she has a connection to it. And they try to get some information about Dr. Skinner, because even if he's not there, maybe there's some information about Dr. Skinner, since the AI Naga its foundation is Dr. Skinner's brain. So they figure that they'll go into the memory banks and try to find out something about Dr. Skinner. And that's basically the synopsis of the episode.
Pretty much. I just found it very interesting how they were worshiping an AI. And Sasuke, as crazy as it sounds, especially nowadays, doesn't seem so far-fetched. The only reason I say that is because of this new app that I found where it was called character.ai or whatever the fuck it's called. The one where you can actually like talk to quote-unquote characters that aren't real, and then they actually have conversations with you and talk with you and whatnot. And and I didn't know this before, I was just doing it just to mess with it, but apparently I guess there's some cases where people use this app and they actually like fall in love with these artificial characters, because, you know, it's just an algorithm. They just tell you what you want to hear, and it's just all that. And it just got me to thinking, this episode that we saw, it's not that far-fetched that there wouldn't be some people that wouldn't be easily influenced and like that would just worship this thing just because it had all the right answers. And even if they knew it was an AI, they would still follow it. And I just thought that was very interesting.
It's not far fetched at all. There's already AI priest. That's the thing.
Really?
Yeah, that's the
I
thing.
did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, with the growing technology and times, the days of us looking at certain media as dystopian or, like you said, like far, kind of not far fetched, but you would look at it and think, oh, we're kind of far off from that because of those times are now. A lot of Black Mirror episodes that I look at would probably happen in the next 5 years. Or for all I know, it's already happening. We're already in a Black Mirror episode and I just don't know it.
Seriously. It's just on the horizon at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know. I was just watching that and I'm just like, 20 years ago, I would have thought, oh, this is just crazy futuristic fiction. But yeah, it's becoming more and more of a reality now. And it's just really crazy to think. Hell, who knows what everything's going to be like in the next 10 years with AI? There's going to come a point where, when we call customer service lines, we probably won't even get actual people. It's just going to be AI. Oh, you would like me to refund you for this or that happened on this date. Is that correct? Yes. All right. Please enter. Yeah, it's just I could see that. And that's crazy to me, but it's like, it's going to happen, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, since we set the foundation and everything, going back to the whole Elena thing, and what I was talking about, how Watanabe tells characters through subtext a lot, is with this episode, we see that this cult doesn't value biological relationships. Elena can call her mom because in this cult, everybody is family. So when you hold on to those bonds of, biological ties, then it's as if you're excluding everyone else from the family. And this is not a foreign concept in some of these cults. The reason why that's a thing is, again, to establish this sense of a family dynamic between all people who are members of the cult. It's so that you won't have a hierarchy that exists within your mind between this person and that person. Whether it's your mom, whether it's your brother, whoever, you're going to treat them all equally. And that's part of that is for easier control, especially if the one person that you do worship or the person that you do listen to or look at as an authority figure is a man, whoever it may be, whoever the cult leader is. So with that, we already see that Elena couldn't have any meaningful friendships or bonds with anybody. And that's probably why she ended up going to technology and becoming a hacker, because it's like she was so enclosed and cut off from the rest of the world that when she was able to escape this place, she saw the world through technology, which was literally her foundation, given that an AI was at the forefront of her life, controlling her day-to-day activities.
Crazy stuff. Trayvon says, it's better than the last episode compared to Rock and Hotel. It's my least favorite. Oh, he's talking about like the other series. Okay. Mm-hmm. Episode reminded me of the cult episode of Japan Sinks. Isn't that one show that is really bad and horrible rotoscoping?
Yeah, it's a terrible show.
The Decrepit Storm says this episode was definitely interesting, but I feel like the show has been almost episodic for the last few weeks. I would agree with that. I feel like we got a little more this episode, though. Definitely last week, I feel like that episode could be like forgotten. And you could skip it altogether, to be quite honest. But this one, we at least got some information that involved like Skinner, because the Naga AI was based off of Skinner's brain.
Yeah,
we found that out, right? Like it's like, okay, So what's this AI? It's based off of Dr. Skinner's brain. What does he think, and we kind of got that answer at the very end. But what I also liked was that we got yet again a new dynamic. Elena and Leland were the ones that teamed up. The two youngsters, the two young peoples.
Yeah, if I were to give a criticism for this episode, them not exploring that dynamic was the thing that I thought was wasted on this episode, because it was there, but we didn't really get much from it. Because there was a point in the episode where Leland questions Elena about, was that your mom? Why don't you call her mom? And then she explained it, and Elena was kind of looking despondent, and Leland doesn't really pursue that any further. And I thought, damn, they could have did it. They could have did a little more with that. Maybe it's just that Leland felt like he didn't have the facilities to comfort her, which would make sense considering he's, one of the younger members of the group. I don't know if he is the youngest. Yeah, I wanted a little more from that. I was happy with what we got at the end with Elena and Chris, just because I thought that was Elena's way of showing that she's comfortable around a member of Lazarus, being able to sleep with her. So I thought that was good. But
they slept together. Tee hee.
Yuri.
No, it was real sweet. It was adorable. Can I sleep in your room? Yeah, come on in, you little shit. But freaking the rest, everybody else in this episode, Chris, fucking, oh my God, why am I blanking on their names? Chris, Doug, and Axel are essentially just kind of like waiting, kind of like doing a wait and see. Axel, that man never rests.
Yeah, he's just jumping around the car, pacing back and forth.
He's jumping around the car, pacing back and forth. At night, he's just running, doing parkour and stuff. Doug or Chris and like, man, so much energy. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck this guy's doing. And they're just kind of like doing some research in between.
Yeah.
While Axel's just jumping around.
He's just a hamster in the wheel.
That's a great description of it. He really is. He's just... And then every once in a while, he'll stop just to get a drink of water. And then he'll just continue spinning.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, but like what you guys were saying about mainly Decrepit Storm, about this being episodic, I just feel that's how Watanabe usually tells his stories. It's just that some episodes are more episodic than others. So I always look at it about like, how do we advance exactly? What in this episode is how do we advance the story exactly? How do we advance the narrative? And I think the Naga AI thing, we don't know what we got from that exactly, but it being based on Dr. Skinner's brain and some of the character stuff that we got with Elena and the dynamics between her and Chris, even her and Leland, I think we did a pretty good job. Last episode, I don't think we did anything really. I felt like that was a waste of an episode. Yeah, and you would think that wouldn't be the case considering that we found a person who was allegedly a hacker for Dr. Skinner. But yeah, I don't think we did anything last episode. This episode, I think we did a significant amount. And but we'll see how far we got after this whole decoding of what we get from Naga. But what we got at the end of the episode may give us some insight to Dr. Skinner. Because Axel confronts Naga and, asks Naga, yo, why did you give them this order to commit suicide, essentially? What was all of that about? And, Naga's like, well, they gave me the directive of playing God in this cult. And how I define playing God was playing with human lives. So that's what I did.
Which, to be honest, for an AI, not even knowing what it was like and just experimenting, did a good job. Because these cultists did exactly what it wanted. We will burn for you, almighty Naga. And it just kind of begs the question, is that religion in a nutshell? I mean, I don't want to get too religious or like speak badly or talk about it, but I guess my point is that no matter what you feel or what your religious beliefs are or whatnot, it's just essentially like at the end of the day, there's a grand power and it almost is telling us what to do, but I think it just really up into interpretation of what you feel as if what it is. But the AI is basically saying, I just like to mess with people. So like it reminds me of that episode of SpongeBob. Oh, you were telling us to be careful with the paint. Oh no, I just like to mess with you. And then they just walk out all pissed off. Man. It's crazy though. But yeah, Naga just basically just said what he said, and yeah, I wonder what that whole decoding is going to be like at the end. Hopefully something.
Yeah.
I mean, we're kind of halfway through the series now. We have to kind of tell a story now. I mean, we're right there now.
Trayvon said we didn't get a voiceover in the beginning this time. Well, I think
we didn't.
I think it's because we got all the Lazarus members, right?
Because this is 6 and there's 5 people.
Well,
right?
Yeah. Elena, Doug, Chris, Leland, Axel.
So that would be all 5. Unless it was skipped the first episode, but I'd have to see it again just to see if all of them had spoken.
Yeah, because
that'd be interesting to go back and see.
The ones I remember everybody except Leland, because Leland may have been in the first one, but I remember Axel because I remember his reasoning. I remember Chris. I for sure remember Doug, and I for sure remember Elena. Leland's the only one I didn't remember.
Yeah.
So he may have been in the first one, but I haven't checked because we didn't notice that until like what, episode 2 or 3,
like 3 or 4. Yeah, I feel like it was later on. It's like they keep doing this every episode. It was a fucking miracle, but instead it was just all their voices talking about the first time they got on Hopna and used it, which I thought was pretty cool. But Sasuke, this begs the question when it comes to joining this cult. Apparently, in this cult, all you have to do is drink some purple stuff, and then you're accepted. But you have to drink it, or else they're going to look at you and go, everyone drinks it. You need to drink the purple.
Purple goop. Yeah.
Drink the purple goop. One funny moment that really made me laugh that was around that same time was when Leland and Elena were talking to Elena's friend, the one with the red hair. I forget her name. Hana, thank you. And Leland was just talking about his previous job and what he did and all the stuff that happened. He's like, and I dressed up as a girl. And I almost died and got held up. And I got chased by gang members. You know what? I didn't like my job.
Yeah,
that just made me laugh.
a lot has happened to this man in a few days. And considering
not even a month.
Yeah, and then okay, this is one of the questions I had. Because they obviously chose Leland to infiltrate with Elena because he's the youngest out of everybody else, out of Axel, Chris, and Doug. But I'm wondering, like, how young is he compared to them? Because they were calling him a kid, and I'm thinking like he's 18, 19, something like that. Because when we first saw him, I thought he was in a college course. Like it looked like a college lecture to me. What he was in.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it did look like that too.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like, because I'm thinking like, okay, how old could he be then if they're calling him a kid? So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like 18, 19, and then everybody else are probably in their
Maybe 30s.
yeah, late. I was thinking like late 20s, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're that old compared to them.
No, they're still in their prime, so to speak. But what a bad time to talk about your secret plan when Hana's secretly sitting right outside of a tent listening to your conversation.
Yeah, that was just stupid.
That was more plot convenience. I honestly felt like they could have done that part a little better. Like, I don't know, maybe they have microphones hidden throughout the whole commune or something like that. Like, I feel like something like that. But Hana's just standing there looking deadpan and just no expression on her face. And even her reasoning, you got to have a life and I didn't. I'm jealous of you, Baka.
Yeah.
Okay, well, now they're going to burn. So, roasty toasty.
Also, this episode is making me think exactly when did Elena run off, and how the hell did she survive? Because this code has been around for like 15 years or so. So I'm like, okay, yeah. Again, like, what time did she run away?
It would have to be a couple years. It's my guess. Because they seemed like they saw her and they were like, I knew you would come back. Like not a lot of time it went by, but it wasn't so short to where it was like, oh, back already. You know, yeah. I think it was like maybe a couple of years.
Yeah, I'm figuring if she's also the same age as Leland, like we're thinking like 18, 19, something like that. She probably ran away because this code has been around for 15 years. She probably ran away like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. That would fall in line with things and why they would recognize her still. Because, you know, if she was gone for a long time, I don't know if people would have recognized her.
Right. It's just one of those, is that you, Elena?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. What have they done to you? The outside world and all of its filth. You have to turn in your cell phone too. Mm. You got to get the no cell phone rule. Would you be able to survive?
Oh, no, hell no. That cold? No. I mean, I wouldn't survive.
I just mean without your cell phone.
It depends on what I mean, yeah.
I would say so for me too. I mean, hell, I grew up without it, but it's just like, you know what I mean? You become so used to it after a while where you're just like, well, let's find out the answer. Oh, I don't have that with me. I have to actually find the answer.
Yeah, it would just be a matter of adjusting to it because, I mean, like you said, like, you know, growing up, I didn't have a cell phone until a certain age, and like, you know, I may be addicted to it now, but even some of the stuff that I used to be addicted to, I used to be addicted to a lot of social media apps, Twitter being one of them. I'm not on Twitter no more. I used to be addicted to Snapchat. I'm not on there. Instagram. I'm not on there. It's just a matter of like getting used to it. Once you're not using it for a while, I mean, that's it.
Yeah, I think that comes with age too. You just kind of like get tired of it. It's like, how much doom scrolling can I possibly do? Sheesh. But yeah. What was I getting at? Oh yeah. They're in jail. Good old Leland convinces Hana. Good thing he brought the smoke bomb, by the way, because you know if he did, it also. Two things. If he didn't bring the smoke bomb, they'd be screwed. And two, if you know who didn't light it later on, they'd also be screwed. But Leland convinces Hana, please use the smoke bomb. We're good people. This is a woman that's been brainwashed and manipulated for years, and she's just going to just trust a stranger all of a sudden. And I don't know. I mean, I guess I kind of can believe it because she was kind of like on the fence where she was like jealous and she was still Elena's friend and whatnot. But I don't know. I get it. You can't tell a long enough story, especially with these being episodic and whatnot. But I just felt like maybe there could have been more done in that stead. Like maybe she wasn't resistant the whole time. Hell, maybe she's not the one that catches them. Maybe she's the one that Elena tells her about the outside world, says, "Oh, I love the outside world." That's how you convince her through that and just kind of do something like that. But that's just me.
Well, I'll say this. I do agree with what you said. So this is not me like disagreeing with you. It's just like me, I guess, trying to fill in for, I think, what the subtext is trying to tell us with that whole story. Considering that Elena got to the point where she ran away from this cult, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the younger people because we got to think about this. This cult has been around for 15 years, but it's not like there were people who were born into this. The people who are born into this cult are people, or not, won't even be born into this. The people who kind of like grew up into it are people like Elena and Hannah.
Yeah.
People who didn't make the conscious effort to go into this cult themselves. So I could see there being like, there needing to be a certain point to where they're fully indoctrinated into the cult. Like if they were adults, which again, we don't know how old these characters are, but if they were like full grown adults, then yeah, I would see there needing to be a lot for them to get over the brainwashing that, would occur in this whole thing. But I also think too, Elena running away may have made Hannah wake up to some things where she's trying to find reasons why Elena would run away. Because she would probably look around and be like, why would my friend run away from this when we got it this good? And then maybe she looks around and starts to think about things that are weird. Like, why are we eating purple goop?
This stuff tastes like shit. Now that I think about it, it's like Leland didn't like it. Why do I like this? Am I an idiot?
Yeah, like
for sure.
Like you said, we don't get enough for me to. This is just me explaining what may be the thing. This is not what it is.
No, I totally understand, and I can see that. I think that's plausible.
Yeah.
But yeah, luckily Hannah does light that flare. People react certain ways to that freaking flare. Oh my god, it's the outside world. It's red, it's smoke, it's all kinds of heresy, all technology. And that's what lights. What is this?
Is this Naga's will?
It's this Naga's will. And that leads to the rest of the gang over at Lazarus to bum rush the cult and the grounds or whatever. Mm-hmm. And once you know it, at the same time, the FBI comes in as well. And they're just like, oh, the FBI's here. Great. So they try to hurry up and do it, and everything just gets resolved really, really quick.
Yeah. So that's one thing, too, that we get in this episode is that the FBI is growing more frantic with finding Dr. Skinner. And I also think that's just good, just to show that there's big factions that are looking for this guy, considering it's a world threat.
Right. I mean, episode 2 established like the cartel and the freaking Russian mafia's after this dude. Yeah, freaking, let's get this guy.
Yeah, I think that's just good for continuity's sake. Now, they don't have to be looking in the same place, of course, but just for continuity's sake, I think it makes sense for them to show sometimes the FBI or whatever world faction is here to also find this guy, because like I said, it's a world threat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're now at 17 days left until everyone goes dead. So, curious. I mean, we're T-minus 2 weeks in. Haven't found a cure. Haven't solved anything. But I think we're learning maybe a little bit. We know that Dr. Skinner was a genius. He helped create this thing. For some reason, when it comes to HopNet itself. They had test trial runs, and they knew like at least one of the monkeys that they tested it on died.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, there was this AI thing that was created based off of Dr. Skinner's brain for whatever reason. I think they kind of explained that. Didn't they say like the leader kind of like knew Skinner in a way?
Yes,
Like
he was one of the researchers. He stole it. Well, they based it off of Dr. Skinner's brain, and he ended up stealing that AI and then found in that code.
Yeah, just for his own gain. So, not really much to go off of. We're halfway through the series, and yeah, it's gonna be interesting because like I'm gonna be honest, I'm both nervous and excited when it comes to how the series is gonna end because it could either be really good, really rushed, really bad. I don't think it's gonna be really bad. Because overall I do enjoy the series. I just think there's maybe some episodes that either could be shortened or replaced altogether, or maybe further expunged upon. But it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this because we're nowhere even close to finding Dr. Skinner.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'll just say this: when it comes to the decision to kill or pass it, I am passing the show. I think the show has been good thus far. But I don't think this show has been what I expected exactly, because I expected the show to be like very good. I'm thinking about like how much I liked Carol and Tuesday at this same point, which Carol and Tuesday is longer, it's like 24 episodes, I think. So if we did like Carol and Tuesday by episode 12 compared to this, I was enthralled with Carol and Tuesday by this point. And this of course has a shorter sample size, but I don't think all the episodes have been utilized to its full potential. I do want more from the characters, I do want more from the story, and I don't think it's a bad thing to expect more from the series. That doesn't mean it's a bad series. It's still something I look forward to watching, and I'm excited to talk about on future podcasts, and that's why I'm passing it. But of course, it could be better.
I agree with everything you just said wholeheartedly. When it has the name of Shinichiro Watanabe, I definitely have huge hopes, high hopes, like just huge expectations. It's almost kind of like, I don't know, Steven Spielberg directing something, or Christopher Nolan, or something like that. And I definitely think it's entertaining, especially episode 4. Love the shit out of episode 4. But I definitely think we, just like you said, we could do better with the episodes. 5 can just be completely thrown in the trash if I'm being 100% honest. And I definitely, I'm gonna pass it too. Maybe if I won't be as kind when episode 9 comes around. I do think even if we kill the series, I still want to watch this on my own time, but maybe I won't watch it episodically bi-weekly, but I guess I'll be determined. So for now, it's a pass for me too.
Yeah, it has one more check mark to pass. And once it reaches that point, that we're in for the long haul. But until then, let me put it on the pass screen. Woo!
You pass this time. Yeah, same. Leland was questioning everything. Considering he passed as a girl, maybe Leland looks younger than he actually is. Oh my god.
All right. It is time to talk about the second show of the podcast. Rock is a Lady's Modesty, episode 6. Also another killer pass. We got 2 new characters this episode.
Brand new.
One or 2 of which I'm sure EA has some thoughts about. But
I for sure do. I for sure do. Holy crap. So, we are finally introduced to, first of all, I didn't know I knew we were going to be introduced to one. I didn't know we were going to be introduced to two brand new characters.
same.
Like, we got blue hair, which is Izumi?
Yeah, or Tina. Tina's
Or
easy
Tina.
to remember.
That's easier to remember. Tina and Shiro. So Tina and Shiro and Tina. Okay, let's start with Tina. She's tall, she's athletic, she is considered the prince of, not Saiyans, but of the high school or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my god, right on cue, whenever we see a new girl, all the background girls have to just be swooning. Oh my god! She's so cute. She's tall, and she just saved that cat. Isn't she precious?
You know what? Let me say this about the show. This show is so homoerotic that I feel that it's homophobic at times. And let me explain what I mean by that.
Okay.
The girls, when they see Tina, you know, because she's doing a little chin lift thing. She's looking at people's eyes and she's swooning. You know, they're all swooning over her. This is what I mean that like it's so homoerotic that it's homophobic. They all like dress their love of other women by saying, "Oh, she's so masculine. She's so." They always disguise it by saying like she's like boyish or whatever. And I'm like, no, y'all are just gay. That's it. That's it. Y'all keep trying to say, oh, she's like a prince. I'm like, no, you're attracted to women. She looks like a woman. She does not look like just like
no.
Her androgynous looks. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah. She patted her chest. She looks like a woman. What are we doing here?
I mean, other than the fact that she has short hair, and what we find out later, she wears a fucking thing to make her chest flat.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only really thing. Also, what is it with anime when they have to look like men, where they're always the ones with the biggest boobs? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They did it in Nezukoi. They even did it a little bit in My Dress Up Darling. It's just like, why? That's just like a running gag with them. It's like, let's make them look like a man. But then when they get out of that bra, whatever the fuck's holding it together, it's make it the most ridiculous rack we've ever seen. Yeah, and we got that in the other half, but I won't touch on that yet. No pun intended. But it's essentially, yeah, we're introduced to Tina. We have this version of Tina, just very elegant and just so, you know, just not wholesome, but just, you know, just like she has a certain persona that she keeps and she flaunts it, and it almost kind of reminds me of that other show. Oh my god, I'll have to go back to it, but it's the one with the really short girl and she's got the polka dot bow and everything, and then the guy that she's in love with is like a manga artist or whatever. There's a character in that series that is just like that, where she, you know, and all the ladies love her and she acts a certain way. You know what I mean?
Monthly Nozaki? Is that what you're talking about?
Boom. That's it.
Okay.
But you know which character I'm talking about?
You said...
Well, because she's a woman and she kind of like acts the exact same way, where she's just like, "Madame, I will save you, Madame," and all the ladies go, "Oh, she's so cute." But
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's a guy in there that's just like her friend that just constantly like hits her over the over the head and everything. They like to beat up women in anime, I swear to God.
Monthly No
Girls Nozaki-kun.
Okay,
yes,
so
that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that was way to pull that one out, because I totally forgot the name. But that's who she reminds me of, is that same character.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of characters. Like, even like the whole thing of, oh, we love her, she's so androgynous. Even that's like not a new concept. That's damn near a trope at this point. But yeah, that was the whole thing with Tina, and we later find out that persona is a persona that she just happens to have due to her upbringing. It was something that she crafted as a people pleaser because she does modeling for cosmetics and makeup.
Her family's like rich.
But yeah, this persona is something that she's developed to please other people. It's not something that she believes in or is a part of her true personality, because we found out that she is low self-esteem to the point where she asks a fucking doll that she carries around for advice.
Oh my God. I saw that and I went, this is the mind of a crazy person. This is literally, who does that? It's like, I act suave, I act sophisticated, and then well, again, we're just gonna bounce around. I don't care. She eventually like follows Lalisa because she recognizes her. She goes, I remember you from the concert, and she follows her to the to that same like hall or studio where they're playing the instruments. And she just kind of like breaks that whole persona that she has, breaks down, gets the whole cutesy wootsy, teary eyed look in her eyes and says, please let me join your band. I've always wanted to join a band, blah, blah, blah. I love your music. And then Lalisa was just kind of like conflicted in a way where she's just like, oh, I don't know. I mean, my other friend's not here. Oh, to that, you know. And then, yeah, that's when she just was like, has that little fucking doll, which you could tell she's probably had that since she was a little kid because it looked like beat up and busted and raggedy, and was just like talking in that really high pitched voice. Please just help her do this. It's like, oh, you want to join my band? I feel like you're going to kill me in my sleep. No, I don't want that. Oh man, she has issues. I will say that. Not only does she have issues, she can't play an instrument.
Yeah, this is where I'm like, all right, how was this character going to fit into this whole thing? Because we're going to talk about Shiro, but Shiro is a character, even with her personality issues, I can see being in this band. I can see that working. I don't see how you work in somebody who can't fucking play. You know, that's a whole different dilemma. Maybe you do this. I don't know what you do. Like, what does she do? Does she train? How does that work exactly? I don't know.
She just plays chopsticks the whole time.
Yeah, maybe it's something that she has to use simple instruments, but it's like, I think we see her playing the piano in the opening or at the ending or one of them. So I don't know if she's just going to develop talent, because the piano is not an easy instrument to play.
No. And also, to be fair, we didn't even get to hear her perform. So what if, in a way, Lalisa is saying she's bad, but she's just putting all this pressure on her, and it's just like, she's actually not that bad. She's actually decent.
That could be the case. Maybe it's just something that she's not playing to her preference.
Right, because both Lalisa and Otaha are very, like, they're perfectionists. You know, they're nothing's ever good enough, and they want you to play with that passion and soul. If not, they're going to flip you off and whatever. But that's why I was like, why didn't we hear her play? You know what I mean? So I was just thinking, maybe she's not as bad as they make her out to be, because, yeah, she said that she wasn't good, but did we hear it?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's why I'm just like, when she plays it again, they're like, no, seriously, I want to hear you play, because only Lalisa has heard her so far. And then we have Otaha and Shiro here, and then she's just like playing fucking Beethoven. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, she's actually really good.
I think just for the sake of who she is as a character, lacking self-confidence, I think she is still you know what I think it's going to be? I think she's going to have like some raw talent to her, but it's not going to be cultivated to where she's as polished playing the piano as Lalisa, as Otaha, as Shiro is with the guitar. But I think like what you said, since we didn't get to hear, I think there's going to be potential in her. It's just that she's going to have to cultivate it. And I think a part of that is because like with her wanting to build self-esteem, I can't see them reasonably making her uber good at playing the piano and making her have low confidence. Because like, how do you build that when she's already that talented? Yeah. Just like, what do you really work on?
Yeah, what could you... The only thing I could also think of is maybe she doesn't do well in front of crowds, and maybe she just plays good in a bubble. Because doesn't she wear headphones whenever she... At least I'm just remembering something like from the intro. Like I feel like she wears headphones. Maybe it's to cancel everything and she just plays by herself. Like maybe it's she's good, but she just can't perform in front of people.
Yeah, you might be on to something.
I get on my my tangents sometimes. Decrepit Storm said, "This show is my favorite of the season after last episode. This episode was cool. I'm excited to see how things go with Tina and Shiro." Trayvon says, "Shout out to Tina." Oh, and Trayvon also says, "Shiro looks like Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners." She does. She really does. Like if Lucy had like very thick, bushy eyebrows.
Yeah, like Shiro. I mean, she has like the whole like white aesthetic. She has the white eyelashes, the white hair, and then the name Shiro means white in Japanese. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it does. Yeah, I didn't know that.
So, like, she has that whole thing going on. She's like the mysterious looking one of the group and like the rebel. So I guess let's talk about Shiro because
she's famous, apparently.
Yeah, she has her own following, and she is the character that has a connection to Otaha, and also a connection to the guitar pick that Lalisa has. To the point where Otaha, Shiro talks about the guitar pick, and Otaha says that she passed it down to someone who was worthy of it, just like she wanted. So that guitar pick seems to be Shiro's, and it was a gift from Shiro to Otaha, who Otaha gave to Lalisa. And obviously, we see some friction between Shiro and Lalisa, because from the jump, Shiro's like, "Yeah, Ota, join my band. I've been playing in a whole bunch of different bands, but nobody does it like you, girl. You the best I ever had." And then Ota's like, "Teehee, thanks.
You're the best.
But I already got me one now. Things are different. I'm in a committed relationship." And then Shiro's like, "Well, let me just have a one night stand with you, and then and then you'll, then you decide." And Ota's like, "Okay, bet." So she listens to
all
her
that happened,
perform.
By the way.
Yeah, exactly those words. So yeah, Otaha listens to Shiro perform. We don't really get to see the performance, like really. We see a bit of it, but not the whole thing at all.
Really tiny bit.
Yeah. I think they're
saving that.
Yeah, they're definitely saving like the stuff for us to see in this probably next episode.
I think so too. Even Trayvon brings that up. We might get a 1v1 with Shiro and Lisa next episode.
Oh yeah,
I think that's where it's heading to. I think that's where it's going because once again, jumping around, I don't care. Shiro comes in at the end and basically says, "Hey, I'm part of the band now. So now we have our four band members all together. Yep. One who doesn't know how to play the keyboard, at least that we don't know. We haven't heard. Who knows? Maybe she can. And Shiro, who's really, really good, or at least assuming that she's really, really fucking good, because when she is about to strum her guitar, she turns into God, and just like everything turns white around her, fitting of her name."
So here's the thing. This is what we're going to get, and this is I don't read the manga, but since this was brought up in the episode of Lalisa playing the bass and the guitar, because they're like similar. Like if you know how to play the bass, it's reasonable for you to play the guitar. Like, or there's not that much difference in what you have to learn, right? And vice versa. Like those skills translate is what I'm trying to say. I think them playing is going to determine who is the guitarist and who's the bassist. Because I'm pretty sure that Shiro would also, since she plays guitar, would know how to play the bass. And vice versa with Elisa, she plays the guitar and knows how to play the bass. But I think them facing off one-on-one is going to determine who is on because the bassists are thought to be like in the background, the guitarists are like the superstars, and they're in the forefront of the music. So I think those two playing will determine who's the bassist, who's the guitarist, because the guitarist usually dictates like the sound, what people remember the band most for.
Right.
Or
no,
yeah.
I definitely think you bring up a good point. I think that's what's going to happen next episode. I think they're going to go off on one another. And even when they determine who's going to be guitarist, who's going to be bassist, I think that's going to be a back and forth thing throughout the series, maybe, where even if, let's just say, Lalisa loses out and Shiro is front lead guitar and she's bassist, she'll do some wacky fucking bass thing in the background, just totally like overpowering everything. Because it all comes back to what we saw a couple episodes ago, where it was, the presence, and you just, the more you do, and the more you'll be able to like hear the other instruments, I guess. Trayvon actually brought up a good point where he was saying maybe Tina doesn't know how to actually play, so they just unplug the keyboard.
That's so stupid.
It's like, because like they brought up the point a couple episodes ago where it was just like, you can't really hear those certain instruments because those other ones drown it out. Maybe it's going to be the same with Tina, where she's pretending to play and all you just hear is just nothing. She's just pushing buttons.
Oh my god!
They'll just use AI to play the keyboard. Oh my god, that's a thing. I feel like that's forever been a thing. You're just pretending to play. You're a phony. This guy's a great big phony. But I know we jumped around a bit, but I don't know. Is there any one spot that you want to focus on? The fucking Tina getting exposed. Yeah. It's like, oh my god, I've gotten bigger.
The deflowering scene. Yeah, I hate that. I hate that in anime too. I've gotten bigger. I feel like, okay.
It's like, thank you. I didn't know that before.
Yeah,
thank you for letting me know.
I feel like I don't know what woman would say something like that, because like, okay. What do you, where, at what point are you comparing yourself? Like, yeah, you got bigger compared to yourself at what age? 14? Like what are you saying exactly? Did it just get bigger all of a sudden in a span of like a couple weeks? Like where would that have come from?
This, from the moment I've been talking to you in here to whenever I was trying to leave because I was embarrassed, they just grew. Just 2 sizes.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
My God. Yeah. But yeah, that happened. Then, of course, we get the cliche. I could explain, as Otaha and Shiro open the door and Lalisa's on top of Tina, and it's just, well, this show's pretty gay.
Yeah. So gay it's homophobic.
So gay it's homophobic. It's put that on a t-shirt. But no, I am definitely curious to see what they're gonna do with these two new characters. Tina's a bit of a nutcase. Shiro, even though I felt like we didn't get to see much of her, it's pretty understated or given. She's very like strong-headed, just very like I don't know about stubborn, but she definitely if she wants something, she goes for it and she does it. And I think that's her personality is like she's unapologetically forward with what she wants.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Shiro's like my type of character.
Oh, okay.
I usually like the asshole type of characters, and she's definitely going to be the one. Not that Lalisa and Otaha need it, considering how they go at each other after performances.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Shiro's a person who is going to take it to a different level as far as really pushing the band as a whole to a different standard, because she's somebody that will take it outside of the performance. Because regardless of how Otaha and Lalisa go at each other, there is a mutual respect for both, for both of their music. Like Otaha was defending Lalisa this whole episode, saying like, "Nah, you're trying to shit on my band member," because Shiro was like, "Yeah, I heard her music, kind of whack," So like Otaha has respect for Lalisa, Lalisa has respect for Otaha. But Shiro, it seems, although she respects Otaha, she doesn't have any respect for Lalisa. So to have someone who is willing to disrespect you with no limits, I think that's going to actually help them in some ways, because it may make Lalisa like look at herself internally, especially considering they play the same instrument. I think that is going to be vital for her pushing herself to a whole different level as far as her guitar or bass playing. So yeah, I definitely am. I'm definitely interested in Shiro's dynamic within the group. Tina's a little weird, but I guess like for her herself, I think that would be interesting. We'll see like how her plan goes, because that's the important part.
I agree. I think that's gonna make or break her character. She's definitely a weirdo for sure. The Crepid Storm said she got bigger after hearing Lalisa and Otaha's performance.
What do you think about that, Umi?
Oh my god. Umi. Both Decrepit Storm and Trayvon bring up the point of Alice being cool at the beginning of the episode, even though she's kind of like a bit of a Cinderella. She was like, she was very Cinderella-ish, but she's like, if you ever perform again, please let me know.
She was like, your performance, I don't know anything about that, playing, doing that, but she was like, but if you do play again, let me know.
Yeah, she loves her stepsister. That I really appreciate that they were able to like connect in that way, so to speak. Because I mean, even Lalisa said it. My mom hasn't found out about anything thanks to Alice, so thank you.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Lalisa joining the student council. That's pretty big.
Oh yeah. We kind of found out Tina was vice president of that student council randomly as well. But yeah, she does join, and she's just like, hello, headmaster, brown-haired girl. I love being here.
With the weirdest hair I've ever seen.
It is pretty weird looking. I mean, that's coming from a character like Lalisa, who she's got spirals going.
Yeah. But yeah, she joined the student council, so that's important just for her goal of achieving Noble Maiden, getting that thing. So she's prepping herself, and now with her being friends with Tina, you would think that connection would give her another advantage in achieving Noble Maiden.
She wants that Noble prize, which is how many women can she score?
The Nobel Gay Prize.
A lot of undertones in this show. A lot of undertones. A lot of touching and groping and getting bigger and playing together, and I've never played with you before, and whips and chains and
Yeah, she was going to get her moment next episode because she hasn't had
100%. And I don't know if it's gonna be whips and chains, but it's probably gonna be like, I don't know, like some weird kind of bondage thing where she's got like a ball gag or something. It's just like, oh shit, she can play the guitar.
Yeah,
she's kind of a rock star.
They love their BDSM imagery when it comes to like these two are with two people performing, because it's like one, they're fighting for dominance. So I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, they're gonna be having a battle off. I mean, I guess the other thing to talk about, other than the fact that more than likely it's going to be Lalisa versus Shiro, is they're going to be in a fucking Battle of the Bands competition in 2 weeks. I mean,
that's going to blow up.
Have to. They're going to suck. They're going to lose. Battle of the Bands is essentially, I don't know if you've ever seen them. It could either be really good or really trash. Like every once, like you'll hear one that sounds semi good, and you'll clap for them. You're just like, oh, thank God they don't sound like complete ass. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Battle of the Bands, that'll be very interesting. I think it's going to be a lot of infighting and
for sure,
just badly playing the keyboard, and Otaha just, I don't know. I mean, she'll probably be the only normal one drumming and shit, while those two will be fighting over guitar. It's just gonna be funny to see.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what happens next episode. Next episode is going to be, I think, a one for the ages. But this is a kill or pass week, EA. So, yeah. What's the verdict?
I really didn't expect much of this show, but I should have known better, because usually whenever you pick something, Sasuke, it's always golden. I definitely, first episode, I was just, I don't know. But I feel like this is a show that gets better with every episode. And you know how there's some shows where it's just like peaks and valleys. It's like, oh, that was a good one. Next one, not so good. No, this one I feel like is just every episode. It gets better and better and better. And this is definitely the best episode, I think. Not to say that the rock one wasn't great, like when they're actually playing at the performance, because that one was fucking cool too. But I just like it because now we finally have the whole band together, and I'm just curious to see what happens with it.
Yeah. I think this show is really, it's really consistent. I think Lazarus has been kind of up and down, but this show, I think Apocalypse Hotel is like that too. But this show has been one of the more consistent ones that we've watched for the podcast. I've enjoyed it every step of the way. Like these characters, like the music, like the story. Hoping that things stay consistent now that we added two new characters. Things could change for the worse for all we know. But so far things are looking up at the half point of the season. So I'm passing it. And yeah, so y'all get the pass screen.
You pass this time.
All right. So that is it for Rock is a Lady's Modesty. On to the next show, Apocalypse Hotel.
Or should we call this Distillery the series, where this whole series was nothing more than just let's make ourselves some alcohol.
Yeah, the Jack Daniels Hotel.
The Jack Daniels Hotel, and also we get return of alien couple, or not couple, but just alien people in general, I guess, creatures, what have you. One thing I'll say about that, interesting, when they had like the Blob couple come in and do their thing. I really thought it was cool how they were just like, instead of doing this weird alien language, we're just going to have everything in regular translation so that there's no confusion. And essentially, Yachiho was like, I'm so glad you taught me that alien language because it came in handy because I was thinking, how does she know? But as soon as I asked that, it kind of like answered itself. So that was kind of interesting just to see it that way. But that whole time when they were doing that, poor old Ponko was just trying to be a great helper. Hey, welcome. And they just kept ignoring her. And she's like,
yeah, because they just wanted to fuck.
Oh, baby, I love your tentacles. It's so cold. And, you know, if they say it's cold, that means you have like a warm inside. Wait, what?
And then they started rapping with each other in public. It just got more and more tangled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they didn't care about the hospitality. They wanted the love hotel. They wanted to get up in there. Get up in them jeans.
Yeah.
That happened at the very beginning.
I will say with Ponko teaching Yachiyo the alien language, I don't know if I already said this last episode, but Ponko has been pulling her weight. Like, she has been easily like the second most important member of this hotel.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree because it makes sense that Ponko would know the language and whatnot, and Yachiho, because she's a robot, of course she's going to absorb that like it's nothing, because it's probably built into her mainframe and whatnot. So, yeah, Ponko for the win for sure. It's without her, we would have gotten more. Right. Just this, no, tilted. That's what makes it better. We finally know what the guy said too.
Oh yeah. He said this hotel kind of weird, but I had a good time. So he enjoyed it.
And I was thinking, this is why they're weird, because they do this instead of that.
I don't know why that's so funny to me. It's just so funny because
it just bothered him so much.
Yeah, I think that's what made it so funny to me. It just bothered him so much. He said, "I know. I'm sorry. What are you doing?"
I wonder if that's like, I don't know, like a bad word or something, like a slur. It's like, oh no. Yeah, that's better.
Take off the ER. Put an A at the end. All right, that's better. Okay, now you can slide. Whoa.
My God.
Maybe it's like the middle finger or something. It's like, no.
Right.
Look, put the thumb down. Put this.
Yeah, peace. My God.
There was a funny ass line. I thought it was so fucked up, but it was so funny. They were everybody wanted alcohol. The alien blob couple wanted alcohol. The Tanuki family was like, yeah, they were already drinking, but they had this line where they were talking because I think the kid or somebody was like, or maybe it was Ponko, but she was like, I don't even know why people drink. Like, it doesn't taste good. And then I think it was the Tanuki mom. She said, yeah, Ponko, you would have been born without alcohol. And I said, what the fuck?
What are they trying to insinuate?
No, she literally said, like, she said that she was a mistake. They literally said that.
Oh, okay.
And then she was like, no, but
well,
you're my little mistake. I was like, what the fuck?
You're my cute little mistake. Oh, boo, boo, boo. my god. Yeah. They that was pretty funny. Another thing that I thought was absolutely hysterical. We get yet another Easter egg where they
Oh my
get
god.
Yachio to drink, and when she drank, they unlock some sort of like sexy. I forgot what they called it, like sexy mode, where she had like an hourglass figure and boobs
Yeah.
pushed up and
It did full lips.
sexy lips. Yeah, and I thought it was so funny. They did that every time she drank. It wasn't just a one-time joke.
Yeah.
It was every time they were like, "Oh no, it needs something," oh, and then she just looks sexy.
Yeah. And I think it was even
Every
funny.
time.
I think it was funnier the second time around, just because they didn't really bring any attention to it no more. Like you could hear like the boobs forming and everything, and then she was just like treating it like it was normal. Yeah, this show this show has like a lot of great comedy moments. I gotta get into like who wrote this or whatever, see if they wrote something else, some other anime original, because this show's been really good.
Yeah, I'm curious to see who did this too. In fact, I might actually do that right now just to see what they wrote. Because yeah, they're hilarious.
Yeah. The Decryptosaurus said, This must be what it feels like to grow up. And they were like, no.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So this whole episode was them trying to make whiskey. And it had to be whiskey because that's what the original manager wanted. He wanted them to make whiskey. So Yachio was dead set on it. And they spent all this time gathering all the ingredients, put it together, making it, and they were missing stuff. And they basically, this episode could get summed up pretty easy. At least as far as like, the whiskey brewing part. But yeah, they gather all the ingredients, make the whiskey, and eventually they make their product over time. I don't know how much time it takes.
Took them like I feel like it took them 15 years. Didn't they say something about that? Like, so many years passed, and then that one alien girl came back at the end without the guy. And I was like, did 15 years just pass? How long are these people staying at this hotel?
Well, yeah, by the end of it, it had been that long, but I don't know how long it took them to make the whiskey. But
oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. By the end of it, yeah, that's how much time passed though.
Nah, I can't find it. Oh well, but yeah, they literally just were doing every kind of thing to make this damn whiskey. We had old EvoBot that kind of did his thing, drank it through a straw, and was like, "It's missing this." Like he knew exactly what ingredient it was.
Yeah,
it's missing whatever the fuck he said. It can only be found on the other side of the country. Oh yeah, it's like, oh well, can we go there? No. I mean, yes. And then they swam on a boat, him and the dad, to get this fucking thing, because heaven forbid that they go without their whiskey. They're going to drink their damn whiskey, and it's going to taste like the boss's whiskey. Damn it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess when you have all that time, why not?
Yeah, and I really like the whole thesis of this episode, because by the time we were getting to this, and I enjoyed the episode and whatnot, but I was like, what is the whole point of this whiskey thing exactly? Like, why is this the focus of the episode? And I think how they tied everything together at the end was really brilliant, because the blob couple comes back, or one half of the blob couple, and she walks in there and she's like, yeah, I broke up with my boyfriend. Like, we weren't really a fit for each other. And, she's, sad about that whole situation. And she's regretful of all the time she wasted. And then Yachiho is saying, like, time isn't something that you lose. And she talks about how people change with the times and how basically like things are just built with time. And there isn't anything bad about time elapsing, that there's always growth in time, or not even growth sometimes just change, good or bad.
Yeah.
And even when you lose things, you still gain other things that you may not be aware of, but it's an occurrence that happens. And they relate it to whiskey, like over time, this may be lost, that may be lost, but this is gained, that is gained. And how that relates to people, relationships, and I was like, man, because again, like before that happened, I was like, all right, I like this episode, but like, what the fuck was the point of all of this exactly? Was it just a show that Yachiho was like really ambitious about following the manager's dream? But I thought they tied that in so well, especially like with I don't know if it was the evil bot that brought it up, but somebody brought up the manager, and it's like, okay, what is this hotel exactly? Because at this point, everybody knows like the manager's dead. It's been hundreds of years.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's no way he's alive.
They're gone. Gone.
Yeah. But this hotel has evolved so much past the manager's ideals and all that stuff. So it's like that relates to people, that relates to this hotel, that relates to Yachio herself. So yeah, I thought that was really good.
Sorry about my laggy connection, but yeah, even the blob alien at the very end kind of like tied it into, because Yachio was talking about time this and it heals whatever. Essentially, even the blob alien was like, "You look like you're waiting for somebody too," and she doesn't say a word. It's just almost kind of like that reassuring of like, yeah, even in her mind. In her robotic mind, she's just like, I'm waiting for someone to come back. But I think she kind of knows deep down that they're not.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it gets this like question of like, because Yachio still doesn't even call herself like the manager. She calls herself the acting manager. So at what point does she change the hotel for the current times they're in? Because humanity isn't a thing for what we've been seeing. So she has to kind of run the hotel, and because she still keeps the logs, and those logs are for humanity, for her to document that. So I think at some point she's going to stop that, and at some point she's going to start living for the current times.
Mm-hmm.
Like she'll still follow the manager's vision as far as like the hot springs and getting all that stuff for the hotel. But at some point she's going to have to follow her own narrative for what she wants this hotel to be. The acting manager.
She is the acting manager. I like what Trayvon says here. At the end of the episode, I was like, why the fuck are they giving the kids alcohol? But I forgot the kids were actually in their 50s or 70s now, if time skip is correct. So I forgot that too, because I thought the same thing. I'm like, wait, why are they drinking the alcohol? Oh, right, she's like 50. Fun fact, according to Decrepit Storm, whiskey was originally short for Whiskey Bay, which came from whatever that is, Usebetha in Irish, which means water of life. Did not know that.
So you're saying when I drink whiskey, it's like, it's it's healing. According to the Irish.
So. Trayvon Everyone also said this series is a great balance of humor and melancholy. I think it's a perfect balance. Like I said, they have their darks humor sometimes. They have like I feel like this is like the funniest series of the season. Like when they are funny, they're funny.
Yeah.
But when they have those sweet somber moments as well, it could be pretty sad. Because I agree with you, Sasuke. The whole metaphor behind this episode was time is not wasted.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it feels that way, you gain something instead of losing it. Yeah, you may lose somebody, or I don't know, you like break up with them or whatever. But what you gain is much more than what you lose. So, very good.
I feel like we're gonna get a lot of lasting meme stuff from this show, and then like once C is back, like it's gonna just be an inside thing between me and you. Because like,
oh yeah, for sure,
it's some stuff that I'm gonna remember from this episode, like the shower cap. Like I'm always remember that, and then I'm always remember this.
Yeah, so he's gonna be like, "What the fuck is that?" Oh, nothing. For sure, I agree. This is the funniest anime I'm watching that came out this year so far. Yeah, I don't think it's even close. This has made me laugh out loud more times than not. Especially that last episode with the chainsaw. Nope. Fuck this.
Yeah. I'm glad this show is as good as it is. This was like a total shot in the dark. This is one that literally I watched the trailer for and went, whoa, this looks fucking weird. And once we were forming all the shows, because pretty much all the shows were decided except for this show. So like some of the shows that I thought would be good, I was like, hey, EA, what do you think about these shows? Like, you know, and you know, EA did his thing with like watching the trailers and stuff like that. And EA was like, this show. I was like, all right, cool. I like the way they look, so let's do it. So this show just won by chance.
Yeah, the animation looks spectacular, and like the fact that it just like looked good, but also like I had no idea what was going on in the trailer, but it just looked neat. I was like, sign me up. I'm willing to give it a shot. And I agree, this is definitely a shot in the dark series. And I'm curious. I really am curious. I gotta find the name now. I am curious to see who made it, because the director, whoever did this, female. That's all I know. Is that a woman directed this series, and so far I'm really enjoying it. But this isn't a Killer Pass. That's next week.
Yeah, it's next week. Hold on.
Yachiho was looking sexy as hell. What?
Oh, Trayvon is.
Well,
Trayvon
is thirsty. Yes, Decrepit Storm. Just give no context and let C figure it out. Okay, yeah, for sure. I'll just look at you and go with the hand, and he'll be like, "What? What are you doing?" I'll be like, "Nothing."
The shower cap thing. We definitely got to do that. Shower cap.
Yeah. Shower cap. See, when you were gone, did you have a shower cap? What? What are you talking about? Maybe Yachiho growing up is what happened to Tina. What? What does that mean? I could see this show being on the same level as Odd Taxi. Odd Taxi was fucking great.
I can't say the Odd Taxi thing, because Odd Taxi was like, woo, that show was like great.
That was a masterpiece. It was that was one of those, like I said, we saw that after it came out because nobody heard about it. It was so underrated, like just under the radar. But I mean, I wouldn't know if it would be the same level, but it's certainly doing good now.
Yeah, it's doing well for. I don't think I've heard anybody talk about this, at least with Odd Taxi. Like I heard about that word of mouth, and got on it because of that. And then I told y'all like, hey, I think we missed out on a pretty great show, and it had great ratings. So
Yeah.
Even though,
And then I
don't-
saw it.
yeah, even though I don't think it was as popular as it should have been, it was definitely like rated well. But Odd Taxi is just like so great that I wouldn't even want to compare it to the show. But this show is great in its own right because nobody
They're two
talk
different
about
shows.
it. Yeah, heard nobody talk about this show. Don't think people will talk about this with everything that's out this season, but we're going to be talking about it. So, hey,
Yes, we will sing its praises.
yeah. But talking about the last show of the spring, we have none other than Ranger Reject. Season 2, Episode 5. EA. Is this show ass?
Yes.
Oh. Yes?
No, I was replying like
Oh.
yes because you said
Oh.
my name. EA.
Yeah.
I was like yes.
Oh, you must not. Okay. EA, is this show ass? Or is this episode ass?
Is this my ass? What?
Is it? Yeah. Is this? No. Is this episode ass?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I thought this was a good episode. Like, first of all, that twist came out of nowhere. I had no idea Chidori was the Green Ranger. Oh my God, that was crazy. Like, I just assumed he was just this random dude, whatever. And then all of a sudden, slowly, just everything comes together. He does that little smile and everything. I'm like, he's the fucking Green Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great twist. I don't know how it is in the manga, if it's just as big of a twist, but that was, I did not see that coming, first and foremost. Like, that was one of those, whoa, that's crazy. But I bet you're going to say some stuff as far as why it's ass, and I want to know why.
I don't think like anything as far as the content is bad. This show, though, as far as animation quality, has been ugh. It's been ugh. Like it's been
They've
passable.
downgraded.
It's been passable, but I just don't think it's been well. Like that whole Green Ranger versus Magatia fight, it did not move me. It did not move me. I thought even like
on.
the transformation sequence could have been a lot better.
Oh, okay. You didn't like how it didn't even show Magatia get smushed? It just kind of cut to black.
Even when they did like Nagatia's like or Magatia's like last moments, they did that one animation thing I don't like, where they just repeat. They repeat like a still over and over.
Yeah. And then they just do a scroll down or scroll whichever which way.
Yeah.
And it's just it's the old school anime look.
Yeah.
That's what I refer to. Is that they did that a lot in like the 80s and 90s. Just
I was like, I don't like this. So like, yeah, I don't think the show is cheeks, buns, or anything of the sort. But
booty claps,
yeah, booty do.
doo-doos.
I just think this could be a lot better. I think it's being handicapped by the animation because, and this is the issue I was having with Sakamoto Days, but honestly, with this show, it's to a bigger degree. Because I think with Sakamoto Days, you can watch the anime and still, I won't say you're not missing out, but you'll be fine. This show, I'm like, read the manga, please. I'm like, please read the manga. Come on, man. Please read the manga because Nege Haruba puts in a lot of work when it comes to his art. And Yeah,
His art is really good. I noticed it in quintessential quintuplets.
Yeah.
Like for a show or a series that's like that, he has some like moments where it's just really beautiful looking, which is crazy.
Yeah. And I don't think he's like the best when it comes to choreography because like as far as I know, this is the first action series he's done, and I've seen some of his fights, and like I said, he's not the best at choreography at all, but I think he has like some incredible spreads that are really not being translated when it comes to the anime. Like, of course, that would not translate because it's spread to anime, but I don't think the animation has lived up to some of his art in a manga. So this is just coming from the perspective of someone who read the manga. Obviously, like my take is going to be different because of me comparing it to the manga, but I'm still enjoying the content, but that's really it. The animation, annoying! Oh, okay.
Sorry. This freaking thing just keeps doing this weird thing. Hopefully that does something. Anyway, yes. So I can only speak for myself when it comes to being a anime only. I do notice that the quality does seem to be a little less. I feel like the first season or the first season was a lot better looking because I don't know, they had some epic moments where they were using their divine artifacts and they were fighting, and you know, the fight scene with Blue and all the other people. Like I thought that was really well done. I will admit, in comparison, when it comes to the big, you know, Magatia fight, that's something that should have definitely been like this epic, you know, and it was almost kind of like this revolving, I don't know what you want to call it, like room, where it just kind of reminded me of that one art piece where it was all the staircases and whatnot. But yeah, instead, you know, like that kind of happened, but then Chidori comes in. I'm the Green Ranger, bitches, and just does what he does with his giant Harley Quinn hammer or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's fine for me. I guess I didn't really notice, but I can definitely understand if it's, you know, different than the manga.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, that's just my gripes with it. But how did you feel about Chidori as a Green Ranger? You talked about your surprise, but how did you feel about him being the Green Ranger? Because he had like, if you noticed it, he had like a kind of like a personality change.
Right. I noticed that too, and I think that's why it was such a shock to me. I was like, "What? He's not at all like his character when he's not wearing the suit." And he even admitted, like after the fight to Hisui, "Sorry, my character makes me say very cringe and weird things." And it's like, wait, did the suit makes you say this stuff, or what? Is he schizo? What is that?
I think it's more so like, so he has to play all the Rangers play a character to some degree. Maybe Red less so. But like, yeah, they all play.
Tell lies.
Hey, you little bitch.
Oh, that was terrifying.
You want to be in the same?
I feel bad for that kid.
You want to be in the same cemetery as your teacher?
He would probably say that too. Jesus.
But like, yeah, they all play a character for TV, and I think with Chidori, maybe it's like every time he dons a suit, he gets into that character, and that's it. Like he because his personality isn't that of a hero, or you wouldn't think that it's heroic. Well, I won't say his personality, because his personality is like fit for being a hero. It's just that he doesn't look the part, right? So
No,
a character with his looks or a person with his looks and personality, you can't really frame it to the hero they want because they want you to be in a very stereotypical way. So I think it's just a matter of when he puts on the suit, he acts like this and he can't turn it off. I think that's really it. That's how I see it.
And here's me and my weird zigzag teeth and ooba boo haha. Yeah, I think he's playing that. It's like a wrestler. You know, he's playing that baby face.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, he smacks Magatia out of the reality thing. Oh, no, we got to talk about this. We had the whole fucking endless 8 thing happen. When
oh my god, you're right. Observe.
EA,
Observe.
EA. We're having a math test. EA, we're having a math test. Hello?
Hey guys. And then even the cops just like stop it.
Observe.
And after what, number 69,248, that's when it was like, hey guys, you motherfucker. Oh, it's him. He's Magatia. It's him. How do you know? Because his eyes slightly turned evil.
Okay, so like the whole explanation, I don't know how many times he did that. I feel like he didn't need to do it that many times to figure out or to come to the conclusion that he came at. Because basically his conclusion was his the cop's younger brother ended up being the person that Nagatia had control over his body. So the reason or how D figured this out is there was a discrepancy between the memories of what was the boy's name? Let me see.
Nishiki.
Oh, Nishiki? Yes, Nishiki. There was a discrepancy between his memories and his big brothers, the cop. And D was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. If everybody is in this reality bubble, everybody's memories should be consistent. So why are their memories different? And after replaying this over and over and over again, he comes to the conclusion he was trying to trick us. That's why his memories don't align with his brothers. So because of that, he's like, all right, you got to be him because you're the only one who can create new memories or have any memories that go off script from what's in the school. Because the same character told them, I just got here a couple weeks ago or something like that. But then his big brother's like, no, he's been gone for like 6 months or something like that. I've been looking for him for 6 months. So he's like, that's not adding up. So he's like, you're Magatia. And he's like, you got me, bitch.
You got me. Stab. Stabs cop in the, not even the chest, but like in the kidneys or something. Just stabs him right in the kidney. And he's just like, oh, my kidney.
Yeah.
Will I live to see 20?
I live to be 25. But he reveals himself. They have their fight.
Yeah.
And in the whole fight, the thing besides Magatia is Gato. Because Gato is there and he's
friends with Mike Tyson.
Oh, because of the tattoo. The tattoo on his eye.
Yeah.
He goes to defend Magatia's illusion powers because for him and what we see with the other kids later in the episode is that they want to be under this illusion. They ran away for a reason. So he's there to defend. Like he was there to stop Wakaba because Wakaba was crashing out and he's like, man, fuck these kids basically. But Magati is here to be a constant and keep everybody under illusion. So he's like, no, I'm okay with that. They're like, I'm good. We're all running away for a reason. So he's trying to protect that. And, you know, he ends up finding D because of it.
Yeah. Those little kids are assholes. I'm going to say that right now.
I mean, I don't have a... I actually really like that there was conflict in saving them. Because it's like...
So ungrateful. Living under an illusion and pretending to be in a good life when it's just like, it's all fake.
Well, but that's the thing, though. Like, they ran... That's the reality they wanted. So for them... all they did was pull them out of a world that they wanted to be in. Like, let's say somebody, like, obviously it's for the greater good, but let's say there was somebody who was like locked in their room or whatever, and they were content just being a neat or whatever it may be, and if someone just said, all right, stop, you stinky son of a bitch, get out of here. Yeah, that person's going to get mad at that person.
The video game.
Yeah, that person's going to be mad at the person that pulled them out of that situation because they were comfortable and content living in it. And I like that conflict of we save the day, but nobody appreciates us for it, because for this situation, at least, it wasn't done out of a genuine desire for the people who were involved in it. Like, they didn't do this for them. They did it for themselves because they thought it was right. That's why I really love what Hisui said at the end of the episode, where she was like, sometimes we as heroes do things in ours like selfish perspective of doing what we think is right. And sometimes you have to do that because, again, for these people, salvation was in this illusionary world. Salvation wasn't in reality. But for the Rangers, it's like, no, we're here to save you and bring you to the real world. But again, that's not what they wanted. So I like the whole... I like the whole point that they were trying to bring with this episode.
Yeah, I do get it. I just think that they're a bunch of teenagers that got told to eat.
Oh, you're cutting out, yeah. You're cutting out.
Broccoli, and we're told to do their homework.
Yeah, damn it.
And that's how I passed this kidney stone.
I think Magatia got you in an illusion.
Oh, Sasuke, are we going to do KOA today?
Just go all the way back to the beginning. It's time to bring the
guys,
news.
Welcome. KOA news. No, what I was getting at, I'm sorry about my internet. I don't know what my internet's doing right now, but basically what I was getting at was that I definitely understand the point and I get what they were trying to say, but I'm just curious to know, like, how bad was their life really? My parents told me to eat broccoli. I had to do my homework. Oh my god.
Well, yeah, I
you know what I mean.
I think that's a fair point. Like, their situation could have not have been as bad. Like, they may look at this moment and been like, you know, thank God they got me out of this situation, because my situation.
That one guy was like that. He didn't want to be in there. Remember, at the very, very, very beginning. He was like, "Help me."
Yeah, but I mean, no, there could have been kids. Like, who knows? There could have been kids in there who were in like abusive households, or you know, situations
very
where
true.
Running away was their only option. So I think, like I said, I think what we got with the end of that and the whole point of what Hisui was bringing to the Rangers, and I really liked it. And yeah.
No, it was solid. It was solid. Then we got old evil Red Ranger freaking scaring the shit out of a kindergartner.
I don't understand.
It was a lion that was on the loose. It wasn't a lion. What do you mean? Of course it was. No, I saw it. It was a monster. Gets 2 inches away from his face. Little boys that lie get in trouble and nobody believes them. Oh.
Little boys who lie get their whole family killed by lions. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
Red Ranger is so fucking evil. I love it. He's so bad.
Well, he brings in the existence of someone like Red gives credence to one of the, I guess he gives credence to Magatia in general. And maybe this world as well, because like I said, there could be a reason for people to escape to that world. Because we can talk about Magatia and, you know, how bad he was, but I'll ask the question, how bad was he really? Like, when we really think about it, how bad was that exactly? He's putting them in a illusionary world, putting them in a world where, like, it's pure complacency. But that is what they all signed up for.
Yeah. I mean, was he using them for ulterior motives, though? Wasn't he, like, using their energy or something?
No. The only thing is, like, with Gato, he wanted to use his body to keep doing what he was doing unimpeded.
Use my body.
But other than that, no, he was just giving them what they wanted. So, I mean,
all right. Well, I guess.
You can call it like
not really.
You can call it like a passive evil, or whatever it may be, because like maybe he, you know, you can argue he just wanted control over people.
Yeah, probably that, or the feeling of being a god.
Yeah,
that's probably the only thing that he got out of that was he felt super powerful and godlike.
Yeah, but he brought a point that the Rangers were the real monsters, and like I said,
we kind of knew that since the first season.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, people like Red give credence to that whole idea because, I mean, like, these Rangers are sometimes just as brutal as these monsters, and how they conduct themselves. So yeah. There's definitely blurred lines when it comes to the heroes and the villains of this series, and that's been the thing since season 1. It's just that point is being more overtly brought up with Magatia and Red being more increasingly, like, I don't know, I can't even say increasingly more evil, because like he kind of reached his peak when he killed a guy for
spilling tea.
Yeah, for spilling tea on him. So I don't know how much more evil he can get after that.
And just how nonchalant he was about it too, where he's just like, we're gonna need another red keeper or a red assistant, whatever the fuck. Yeah. Gonna need another one. Oh my god, I don't envy whoever gets to be paired up with him.
Yeah, I mean, when he killed the first guy, he killed him and continued eating. So
yeah, he's just evil to the core.
And then at the end of the episode, we saw what it looked like to be Sakurama in the trash heap.
Looking like he's seen better days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious to see what happens with that, because I've been waiting to see the original Sakurama for a while now. Ever since he agreed to do this whole thing. Which even still back then, I was like, that's interesting. But now here we are, finally here.
So as the Pink Ranger.
Oh my god. This is her wet dream. She now has 2 brothers to have a threesome with.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
I mean, sorry I had to take it there, but it's true. She's gonna look at him and go, "Which one's the real Sakurama?" You know what? I don't care. Come here, both of you.
Jesus Christ. we
Sit on my lap, both of you.
We got to talk about how Angel saved D twice. I know she didn't do anything this arc really, but she saved him twice. Before he joined the Rangers with her boobs, because his face was going to crack otherwise.
Yeah,
and she saved him this episode because when
for boobs again.
No.
You had to think about it.
Yeah, I was like, was her boobs involved in some way? But no, I don't think so. Because when Dee finds out that Chidori was actually the Greenkeeper, he is like, okay, cool, and he reaches for his I cannot remember the name of that tool anymore. But he reaches
that sword.
Yeah, he reaches for his tool, and he's about to throw down with them. And I'm just thinking to myself, that's not a good idea. you're even if you catch him off guard, Hisui is right there. You're going to fucking die.
He's so impulsive.
Yeah. But Angel shows up and like stops that thing from happening, because when she shows up, like he doesn't reach for it anymore. So yeah, she unknowingly saved him from doing something very stupid.
She's like, "You saved me, Teehee. Look at my boobs." And he's like, "Oh, thank you."
Oh yeah, I mean, there was a little bit like a romance moment between them, because he was like, "Yeah, Dee did all this for you," and he was like, "Oh, I didn't really do this all for you.
I didn't do it all." God.
Well, I don't really care about your boobs.
They always got to do the arm thing behind the head and rub the back of their head. Oh, well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting episode for sure. Maybe not so much production-wise, for as far as visually. I definitely agree that it has gone down maybe a little bit in this season, but I'm still entertained by it. I still enjoy it.
Yeah. But yeah, that is about it for all of our spring anime. So it is time to go all the way back to 2012, because we are talking Future Diary. Episodes 10 through 12.
I don't think Kobeni like that. Yeah, well, I think we should just jump right into this massive turd sandwich. Episode 10. For some reason, we get a lovely backstory about our favorite psycho explosive maid. Because, there's so many diary users in this series. We needed to have one especially for her. Because, come on now. She's hot.
Before you go any further, I will say this actually made me laugh. I genuinely liked Murmur's voiceover in the story, where they clearly weren't saying what she was saying. It was so funny to me. It was so funny to me because it was like clearly wasn't what they were saying at all.
They went on forever with that too. I was like, this is going on 2-3 minutes. How long are they going to keep doing this? Like, it took me a minute. I was like, is this for real? They're just going to keep dubbing over this?
I think that's what also made it funny, is that they had like the original lines in there. It's just that it was like turned down, and like Murmur was,
right,
overtaking them.
And you could Right. And you can make out every other word every once in a while. It's like, let go of me. Oh, let's go this way. And then you just hear, I love you. I'll do anything for you.
Let go of me, you stupid bitch. And then you just hear murmur, I want to kiss and fuck you. Like, what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's so stupid.
That was so unexpected. I was just like, what is happening? What is happening? And that all happened in the first half of this episode. The first half was a flashback mixed with a murmur dub kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the only reason this one character was introduced was so that when we get to episodes later, it kind of like repeats itself. But I'm not going to talk about that now. It's just, honestly, I thought that was a young, the cop user. I honestly thought that was I thought that was the same person. I didn't know it was somebody different until I saw him later on. I was like, oh, okay, that's a different person. My bad.
Yeah. We have Lightning Eagle in the chat who said, best show.
Ellie!
Mirai Nikki. Like I said yesterday, Sasuke loves Future Diary. If you said it yesterday, you were a fucking liar. I'm not saying you're a liar today, but you're a liar yesterday.
Lightning Eagle loves to come in when we're talking about Future Diaries. I've noticed that.
Yeah. The Crepper Storm said I was trying to read both subs at the same time.
Wow. You're a champ, man. But I mean, is there really much to say?
Oh no, it's a lot
about that flashback. I'm just talking about that flashback. I mean, I don't know. Like, what is it? The origin of the fucking outfit? Well, that's all that was.
Well, that and like the most important thing out of the flashback, like this is the biggest takeaway you're supposed to get from me, yeah. Uryu is cute.
Oh.
Uryu is cute. He's so fucking adorable.
She's cute. She's cute.
Yeah.
I think this damn series.
I mean, that's what they were trying to go for. Like, seriously speaking, they were trying to show you a vulnerable side of Uryu. And I'm like, this doesn't work because you showed her sadistically blowing up a school. Like,
it always goes back to that episode too.
That's the original sin, and they can't really erase that. That's the problem. You guys clearly made Uryu a different character. The character that you show blowing up the school is not this current character. Now you're trying to do, like, we're going to talk more about her later on, but you're trying to do things like, oh, she has all of these like morality, like she has morals, she has ethics and all that. She said in one episode, and I quote, she said, "As if I hand a deadly weapon to a kid." She said that episode 12 when giving Yuki a flashbang instead of a grenade. She said again, quote, "As if I hand a deadly weapon to a kid." This is spoken from a lady who blew up a fucking school. Where are your morals lie if you're perfectly capable of blowing up a school sadistically, but handed a kid a gun? What the? What do you think? You think I'm a monster?
I'm appalled. You think I'm gonna hand this kid a deadly weapon?
Yeah. Next you think you're gonna. Next you think I'm gonna give an underage kid alcohol?
Seriously, what the? I lost. Get away from me! I know. Like, this character, I agree with you, is not the same character from episode 2. Episode 2. You could put her in and interchangeable with any other character, from the blind dude to the kid that had the puppets. She was a villain of the day or episode or whatever you want to call it. But now we're going to make her out to be sympathetic and cute, and oh my god, isn't she sweet? And oh, she's not a monster. She gave him a flashbang. She didn't give him an actual grenade.
Yeah,
you idiots.
They're framing her character to be, because like even with that little flashback that we got of the cop, because they ended by because she's trying to get away from Third, the serial killer, and she's handcuffed to the cop, and by the end of it, she escapes Third, but ends up shooting the cop and escaping by herself. So like the whole point that they're trying to show is that even if she shows a vulnerable, cute side or whatever, she's still a hard ass. They show her to be
badass.
They show her to be a character that does what is necessary, basically. You know, she lives on the edge and whatnot. I'm like, all right, why did she blow up a middle school? I'm gonna keep bringing that up because again, that they should have never done that. I feel like they got to that point, and once they did it, they were like, "Fuck, I really like this character design. I want to keep this character around." And then they just changed her whole character. They were like, "How do I do this to where it's like she's not completely different, where people would maybe accept it?" And people did accept it because I'm pretty sure if you ask people their favorite character in Future Diary, if they don't say Yuno, they're going to say Uryu. And I'm sure like if we get to the origin of it, of why they like them, may not be a good thing. But yeah, I just think they wrote this character and later on went, ooh, I kind of like them. Let's just try to make her more on the good side so I can make this excusable for why she's still alive. Yeah.
They may be based it off of like people's reaction to the manga too. I mean, maybe when it was being released, whenever it was being released, people were like, ooh, who's this character? I really like this character. I want to see more of her. And then they kind of like wrote themselves into a corner at that point. So then they had to be like, well, let's try to keep her around. Can we justify the fact she blew up a school? Yes, damn it. Let's just change her personality.
Yeah, that's the thing that they can't escape from with this character. And it was one of those things to where, because she did it to draw out Kurisu. But then later she works with him. So it's like, even her motivation seems weird because it's like, all right, you were willing to blow up a whole school just to draw the man out. But then you end up working with him and it's like you just have a whole bunch of questions about her motivations. We kind of go back to the whole thing where she gave Yuki the cure or whatever. Why the hell did you do that if you want to win the game?
No rhyme or reason.
Who is this character exactly? Does she want to win the game? Is she a terrorist? Is she a good person? Is she a vigilante? I don't know what this character is supposed to be because she's so inconsistent.
Yeah, absolutely. Just even in future episodes that are coming up, it's just goes back and forth with every fucking thing. But this particular episode, it's essentially just, here's my origin story. Here's where I got the cutesy wootsy dress. But don't fuck with me because I'm a badass and I will shoot to kill. Boo-doo-doo. But then I guess the second half of this absolutely wonderful episode. Hold on. That's like giving a 54-year-old a bottle of whiskey. Oh my god. Sorry, that was just funny. You know when Yuki go on another date.
The mock wedding.
The mock wedding.
You sound excited.
I mean, I don't even know what to say really when it comes to this because like Yuki was just, does he like this girl or does he not like this girl? It's like, she's cute, but she's psycho. But she's cute, but she's psycho. You can't have both. I mean, you can, I guess, but one of them is eventually going to catch up with the other. Oh, it just internal struggle with Yuki, and just him talking back and forth about how he likes her and doesn't like her. It's like, we get it. I mean, what's her quality? Name a good quality that she has. Oh, she can survive and she's great with an axe. You know, it's just, you know, it's not really something you look forward to when you meet someone else. It's, oh yeah, and they probably killed their parents or whatever. Other than that, what was a good personality? She's cute. Okay, there's a lot of cute people who are dangerous and fucking psycho. Oi. Oi, oi, oi.
Ellie said we are in the mind of a certain person. I'm pretty sure their name rhymes with lid sight. But this is
sight.
Yeah. This is where I disagree with your opinion, EA, and I think you should be hung for your opinion.
Okay, well, I'm ready to hang, but say it.
No, it's not that serious. But I actually think like the whole mock wedding thing, it's not something that I like. I thought the whole mock wedding thing was stupid because I'm like, why are they letting middle schoolers do this exactly?
I know.
Oh, but Yuki's conflict with liking Yuki or but still remembering her bad qualities, I think was good. Because obviously we get to the point of episode 12 where we get with their relationship. But he keeps seeing these moments from where she shows her vulnerability and she shows that she has the capacity for being a normal girl. And then we got the episode previously, or was it this episode? I think it was this episode. Where
was she digging a hole?
Well, wait, that happened, but I'm talking about the moment where is it Akise? Yeah, Akise. Akise.
Yeah, it was this episode.
Yeah, Akise says that Yuki is the person that stabilizes her, which again, like that's something we'll talk about later. But yeah, I think Yuki's conflict with liking but seeing her psycho qualities for what they are is actually one of the more interesting bits of Future Diary, because we always got to remember this is a 14-year-old who, like you always say, horny. He's not thinking how we're thinking, because we're seeing it for what it is, and we're like, yeah, get away from that bitch. But he's thinking about it.
What's wrong with some help?
Yeah, I mean, but we're thinking about it like, yo, she's a murderer. She's obsessive. She saved your life, but this bitch crazy. But I always fall back to like he believes that he needs her, and that's his biggest fault. So he keeps trying to look for the positive qualities in her, which sure they exist, but they definitely don't override the negative qualities, right?
They exist.
Look
at my microscope. Oh, there they are.
Yeah. But yeah, that's his downfall, obviously. Like, I think him being flawed in that type of thinking, again, is one of the show's good qualities. I think it goes down the drain 2 episodes for now.
Oh.
But like for this episode, I was like, okay, I'm not saying I agree with what Yuki's type of thinking, but I can understand how Yuki would have conflicting thoughts about, based on this mock wedding episode. Like, cause he's just in the moment. Like he's doing the whole mock wedding thing. He's eating with her. They're laughing, having fun. She's in a wedding dress. He's dressed up. They do the fake marriage thing. So he's getting swept up in a moment. So I'm like, okay, I could see why you would be as foolish as you are right now. You're still stupid, but
Yeah.
I understand how you got to this stupid conclusion.
Yeah, he's letting the little head dictate for his big head. He's just not thinking.
Yeah. He keeps saying if it wasn't for the room, it would be fine, despite the fact that they've seen it. That is a bad one. Yes, the Cripple Storm. That is bad. Because he keeps falling back to. He keeps falling.
I don't like her, but I don't not like her either. I'm sorry. That's funny.
I don't not like her. Yeah, that is stupid. Him saying if it wasn't for the room, because like you literally see her kill all those zombie cult members without blinking an eye. You saw her before then try to kill what is it, Subaki or Subasa?
He runs through the fucking school, blowing up a bunch of her classmates too. Before that,
I don't know if you've seen that because he was already captured by then.
He probably heard it, but yeah, I got you.
But yeah, like he's seen
all that.
He's seen other things from her that would make him realize that she's psycho. So him using that specific moment to be going, if it wasn't for that, no, you had stuff before that moment and after that would tell you that she's crazy and unstable. So yeah, that I don't agree with. That's just stupid. What do you mean? If it wasn't for the dead, no, you actually seen her kill people in a room incident. At the very least, you didn't see her kill them, or you didn't see her kill them. At the very least, you would think the room incident would be the least of his worries.
Mm-hmm.
Because
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, they have themselves a lovely day. Get photos, play dress up, boo boo doo boo, haha. Ikase basically set this whole thing up so that he can like search around in Yuno's house that has no electricity, I guess. I don't know. And big old giant hole. First of all, I love what Yuki says right here. You shouldn't go through people's stuff when they're not it. She's psycho. He's doing you a favor, man. You need to know this.
And this is why I can't rock with Yuki. Like, this is when that, like I said, last podcast, like this is where Yuki starts to lose me. Like, this is where my Yuki defense is out the window, because like, what the hell are you talking about? Well, why are you defending Yuno in the situation? You acknowledge that she's fucking crazy. But then when people treat her like she's fucking crazy, then you want to get up in arms, and now you want to like, what are you talking about here?
It's like, only I can think she's crazy. That's my thing. Oh, you can't do it.
You have no reason to search her. What? Weren't we all in the room where she literally tried to kill me?
Yeah, and also take a look over what used to be the balcony. There's a big giant hole in the fucking backyard.
Also, can we talk about that?
Yeah. How the fuck is it so deep? Because he said he threw something down there and like he couldn't even hear the bottom. I'm like, bullshit.
You somehow digged an abyss of an hole with a fucking
from
shovel.
An abyss.
Yeah, with a fucking shovel. This show doesn't even try. It don't even try. I get to a point where I'm like, yo, I know I ask a lot of questions in this show that I don't with other shows, but that's because shows at the very least, give me enough like suspension of disbelief, something to make me stop asking questions. Because sometimes I don't want to dig that deep. Sometimes I just want to enjoy things for what they are. But this show literally looks in my face and goes, I'm about to do some stupid shit and you better not say nothing. It's like somebody that's committing a crime right in front of your face and goes, hey, don't snitch on me though. You giving me a reason to snitch though? Like, what are you talking about? This show does stupid stuff in your face blatantly and goes, "Hey, don't say nothing about that." I'm like, yo, come on, man. Like, come on, man.
Like,
we can't do this.
I know they did that, and then I felt like it was like 2 seconds later, they did the whole, having fucking memory loss and like not even knowing what happened as far as bodies in this room. I don't remember that. I'm like, oh, we're gonna do the whole amnesia thing. Okay.
Yeah, the cognitive
Okay.
cognitive dissonance. Dissidence.
Yeah,
I think that's what it's
think
called.
that's what they called it. Yeah.
But that's
I don't remember.
That's an actual thing though, because like that's what some people have when they commit crimes, like mainly murder, like like the whole DID, dissociative personality disorder, like where people create a whole alter ego, because they gotta separate their true personality from the crimes they commit. So like that is fine, like that works psychologically. Of course, it's convenient for the story, but that's
Right.
fine. That's fine with me. I'm still on the whole. She did. How the hell did she dig that with a shovel? That doesn't make any sense. Like the effort it would take to dig a hole that big with a fucking shovel. No, that's not happening. Willpower. I don't care. They try to do it too. She's like, I'm digging this for my love for Yuki. I'm doing it for Yuki. I'm like, I don't care how fucking crazy she is. She can't do that. Fuck digging a hole. How's she going to get out?
How's she gonna get out? But also, how long did it take her to dig that hole? Like, has it been a month?
No, it
wasn't like that before.
Nope.
Right. So you telling me in a week she dug a hole where you can't even hear the fucking bottom? I seriously doubt that.
The girl store says she dug faster than a hot spring robot in Hotel Gingaro.
Oh my god!
By herself.
Yeah, that guy was going slow. That poor robot dug himself to death. But yeah, oh my god, yeah, she did it by herself, all for her Yuki. Oh, poor sweet Yuki.
Yeah. So, like, apparently, she dug that hole to get rid of the bodies or whatever.
That's a hell. It's a hell of a hole to get rid of the bodies.
Yeah. Because, when Akise goes there to investigate it, he doesn't end up finding anything because of that hole. And like you said, has no memory of it, so he doesn't leave the situation alone, but he kind of stops trying to search the house. He lives to find a different day, another day. But what happens at the end of the episode kicks off the new arc, I guess, where Kurisu,
The cop arc,
frames Yuki and Yuno for 10 stealth, and he orders their arrest. So now we're in this arc where Kurisu is like going ape shit, and now he's the antagonist of this arc. So,
and this is where the fun begins.
Where does it begin, EA? Because I'm not seeing it.
Well, episode 11, we get probably one of the worst police stations in the history of anime. I mean, Can you tell me? And the only reason I say that is because, well, I think I'm just going to go for it and be blunt and say it. Yuki shot a cop and lived.
Listen, this ain't America, EA. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say, if that was an American police station, motherfuckers would be dead.
Yeah,
the second. They don't even have to have a gun. They would have ran. They would have popped them full of lead.
Yeah, they would have been Swiss cheese. I mean, there's still
Literally.
There's still so many. Ooh! You jumping the gun, EA. You jumping the gun.
I'm sorry. I blew my load. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you motherfucker. Before that happened,
I'm sorry.
we saw.
Okay. Let's start from the beginning.
We saw Kurisu making a deal with Uryu. He's like, "I'll keep the police off of you." Kurisu talking to Uryu. "I'll keep the police off you if you help me with something."
You gotta suck my dick.
That would have been more realistic than what ended up happening. but again, with the show always again, here's my problem with that. How the hell is Kurisu supposed to keep the cops off of Uryu? Mind you, he is a homicide detective. He is not the chief of police. I think they changed his role later on or something, because he doesn't have all the authority that he was showing that he ended up having. But
He lied.
He ain't no chief of police. He ain't no commissioner. He's none of that. He is a homicide detective. They literally stated it. I'm not making it up. His wife said it. His wife said it last episode. She said, "My husband is a homicide detective." Last time I checked, homicide detectives do not have the authority that this man has. So, he promises to keep the police off of Uryu if she helps him with something. How the fuck is that possible? Uryu is a terrorist. She blew up. It always goes back to this. She blew up a middle school. She didn't commit she didn't commit Grand Theft Auto. It wasn't some petty crime. She blew up in middle school. Not only is that local police station should be on her, it should go higher up and higher up and higher up. The FBI should be looking at her. The CEA should be looking at her. Everybody should be looking at her. Everybody. There's no way for a homicide detective to take police officers off her case. There's no way, because everybody will be looking for her to arrest her because she blew up a middle school. That's not something that you could just, I'll just call my friend and we'll just handle that.
Hey, Kurisu, I think I have a lead on that one terrorist girl. Her name is Uryu. I think we need to move in on her because she's about to strike again.
Nah. These two middle schoolers, they fucking killed this dog person.
Imagine him going to commissioner. Commish. I know we got a whole bunch of, we got every officer in Japan looking for her, but we got to look at these two 14-year-olds real quick. The 14-year-olds in which our main perp blew up their school. We should switch our target for the person who blew up the school to the two targets who were in the school that she blew up.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. What are you trying to say, Kurisu?
They're more of a threat. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I know. It's just fucking ridiculous. And just how quickly people forget that too. Where it was just like, oh yeah, they're public enemy number one. These victims of this terrorist? Yeah. Oh. What? We saw them. They were hostages.
They literally had helicopters televising that whole thing too.
They probably got sworn statements from them. They probably were talking to him after that, like, "Are you guys okay?" Ugh. But yeah, let's go with it. Let's totally just pick up these kids and indict them for murder. Question them for murder.
So
but they bring them into the police station.
Yeah, they pick up Yuno and Yuki, Bring him in for questioning. Obviously, this is Kurusu's play to easily kill Yuki, which, yeah, he brings him in. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing about this whole Kurusu arc. I like this arc more than some other arcs. It actually may be part of my favorite stretch of Future Diary, just because I like Kurusu ramping up the intensity, and like I like his motivations and why he's doing what he's doing. I still think some things are stupid, which I'll get into, but like these episodes 12 and 11 actually for me aren't bad as a whole for what they were going for with Kurusu specifically. It's still a lot of bad in it, but I like this art more than other stuff that we got. Probably because I just like Kurusu. But yeah, so he brings him in, and you know, it's lambs to the slaughter. And I'm like, here's my thing.
Let's play some Russian roulette.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, because Kurusu apparently does this so he doesn't have to murder themselves. Because I was questioning, like, why did he even go about this roundabout way instead of just killing Yuki and Yuno? But apparently he did it so that he would provoke Yuno and that he would have authority to kill them. Which I'm like, okay, fine. Like that's like that's something that's stupid because he could have just outright killed them, or not in a police station, but in a different way. But it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, your explanation is good enough for me to leave that alone. Because him saying, all right, I want Yuno to strike first, so I have an excuse so that I can go after you. Fine. Future Diary, if you did that more, I would be off your case, but you don't. You don't do it enough. Because even in me saying that, how the fuck? You're going to hear that question a lot. How the fuck did Yuno beat up 3 officers with a fire extinguisher and take their weapons? These are grown-ass men.
By the way.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Grown-ass men
that went to the police academy and probably had to pass a test and everything else to become cops. I don't know how it is in Japan. I'm just assuming. But I know in America you have to be at least, you have to pass something in police academy. But yeah, grown-ass men. And this is 14-year-old, probably 100 pounds soaking wet, just whooped all their asses. What?
Takes their gun. Listen, Yuno is a living weapon. That's what we have to come to terms with. I guess because there's some more stuff early or later, but yeah, takes their gun, frees Yuki. They run off. They jump off a fucking building. They survive because there was cushioning, convenient, whatever. His Future Diary. Oh no! Reverse that.
I want to say you're forgetting the one thing.
Talk about it, yeah. Because I love it. I love it.
So Yuki, well, he's given a gun. Yuno and Yuki have a hostage. The wonderful cop that got shot earlier, all grown up. These 14-year-olds are really working him over. It's just so sad. These cops head up and like hit him up at the pass on the stairs. Freeze! He has a gun. All 3 of them, guns. Dead to kill. They're just right there. Yuki never shot a gun in his life, I would assume. 14-year-old just straight up, boom, shoots this guy in the chest, maybe even stomach. Worst spot where you can get shot, by the way. And you're just like, he just gets shot, and they're all shocked. They're just standing there like a bunch of fucking idiots going, he got shot.
Nope, none of
what
the cops.
What should we do?
None of the cops shoot at them.
No. They don't retaliate. They don't nothing. They just stand there and go, "What's that red stuff coming out of your stomach?" I've never seen that before.
No, you can't be. What did you do?
This is what
What is life? What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. It makes no sense. And they just let him go to the top of the roof, and then they jump off Assassin's Creed style and don't get hurt. They should be fucking dead. At least from that alone. Let's just say, because it was just dumb to begin with. No, don't shoot him. It was a warning shot. Okay, let's just say that was a warning shot, whatever. After he retaliates and shoots the other guy in the chest or stomach or wherever, dude's getting pumped full of lead. I don't care who you are. He's dead. Him, both dead. That's the end of Future Diaries. But for some reason, they don't return fire at all. At all.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, what's good to my boy Choco in the chat? He said, "Shout out to you, man. Keep up the good work. Appreciate it." Yeah, hey. I don't know if we're just, we live in America. America loves its guns. We've seen cases of cops shooting people with minimum provocation. So, like, maybe it's our American perspective that's making us think like this. But you would think,
maybe,
because we're trying to get the show grace in this regard. But you would think if someone shot a fucking cop, they would use lethal force by this point, or some force, because they just stand there gawking at the other cop like, I can't believe he shot him. He has a gun. Why wouldn't you believe that he shot him? You all have guns.
Right. Use them. Use the guns that you have in your fucking hands. Unload on these assholes.
It's like, why do you
but
have
no,
it
they
in
don't
the first
do
place?
any of that. I
no,
know. It's like,
we only use these guns for monsters. What the fuck?
Mine's so... I just decorate mine and make it look pretty. I don't even have bullets in it.
My name is Carl.
He's a little pretty boy, and I feed him and I give him bullets every night when I go to bed. My God. Yes, it's so bad. Like, it's, I don't know. It's probably one of the worst, like, inconceivable, most plot convenient scenes, and that's speaking a lot because Future Diary has a lot of them. But this one's pretty big. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those. There's no way they'd be alive. I don't care who you are.
Yeah, because essentially
they're dead. They are fucking dead. Because
essentially, Yuki and Yuno escaped with a fire extinguisher in a dream. A police station. They escaped with a firework extinguisher and a hope and dream.
Any movie that involves a showdown in a police station always is like the final act, and it's like the conclusion. The first Rambo did it. The first Terminator did it. And, like, there's a shit ton of cops that are just there, and they're just getting blasted. But you're right, Sasuke. They get out of there with a fire extinguisher and their power of love to escape. Ugh.
God.
No way.
Oi.
Oi.
So Uryu, they end up going to a hospital for whatever reason. I don't know why they go to a hospital.
That reason's stupid. They smell donuts.
Yeah, they smelled donuts from like a whole 3 meters away, like however far she was.
Which, by the way, they're on the lam and they're hiding and they're like hungry and everything. Then there's like a weird scene where it's like, "Don't listen to me pissing on the ground," and then like,
what is
Yuki?
What is with the pee fetish? This show. It did it twice.
I think the manga, the mangaka loves pee. I have no idea, yeah. But like one thing that I will always remember of this series was Yuki going, "What's that smell?" And Yuno goes, "I'm sorry." Did she just fart? And like she was hoping that he wouldn't know.
No, I think she was just saying that because she peed so close. I think that's what she was.
You think it's because of that?
Yeah.
What's that smell? I'm sorry.
It could have been that.
She's trying to cover up her fart.
It could have been that. Yeah.
Oh my god! But yeah, there's a pee fetish in this series. But yeah, that's how they luckily found their way to the hospital, was because you smell donuts? Yeah, cops love donuts. Let's go ahead.
Yeah,
and just they just
who are the donuts from? Kurisu's wife,
wow, convenient.
who they met in the previous episode.
Dun 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 for the when they had that wonderful day of pretend wedding.
Mm-hmm. And
Yep.
so they follow the donuts and follow the donuts. Uryu the terrorist shows up and blows up a hospital. Lovely lady. And they kind of turn into a gag. Cause like Yuki messes with her explosion battleship board. And like it just blows up like a random spot. Yeah, they start treating it like a fucking gag. Like a comedy routine.
Just touching her iPad.
Yeah.
It's like something like an EDM artist has. It's like, hey. And you're right though. They did treat it like a gag. Hey, only I could blow shit up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And
Didn't mean to touch your iPad.
then like Kurisu is like, all right, why is there explosions at this hospital that my son is in? So he calls up Uryu and they bicker back and forth, and eventually Uryu gets tired of having to hear Yuki, and Kurisu bicker with her, so she tells Kurisu to shut the fuck up and hangs up in his face.
Fuck you.
Yeah. And now Kurisu is on the side of Yuki and So
Just like that.
Uryu's alliance with Kurisu lasts a day in which she did nothing. She didn't do any. She didn't help him at all.
She didn't. All the only thing she did was dress up as a nurse. That's the only thing that she did.
It's to the point. It's like, okay, why did he enlist her help if he had the police force in the first place? Because but I know the reason. The only reason she was brought in for this was so that she could betray him and give what we got in the last episode, the whole thing of the recording that she had of him making a deal so that they could get Yuki and off of them being framed. That's the only reason she was there. Because she does nothing but sabotage him. She takes his family hostage. Before then, she blows up part of the hospital. And she ends up helping Yuno and Yuki. It was like, okay, what the fuck was the point of the allegiance? What did she actually do?
She says, fuck you, dressed in a nurse's outfit and looks cute. And wait, no, that's the next episode where that happens. Never mind.
Uryu helped Yuki and Yuno, one of which took her eye, more than she helped Kurisu, who she actually had an allegiance with. Mind you, she gave Yuki the antidote in the child killer episode for no reason. She didn't owe them anything, but she doesn't pay back Kurisu in any way, shape, or form. And mind you, Kurisu actually did help Uryu escape that prison. He actually helped her.
Yep.
What the fuck? What the fuck? You would think that she would at least go like, damn, I owe you a little something. No.
Right. I at least owe you.
I don't understand. What the fuck was the turncoat thing about? She got mad at Kurisu because he was asking her, yo, what are you doing at this hospital? What's up? And she got fed up and said, yeah, I'm off your side now. What?
Right. And it was all because he was like saying mean things to her or whatever. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, you better do this and you better not betray me. Yeah? Well, fuck you.
Well, that's his fault for, I guess, trusting the terrorists. But my problem is they don't treat her like that. the reason why he even made this deal with her, this is not a quote, but the basis of his trust in her was, a little crazy. I can at least trust your craziness. He was basically saying there was methods to her madness. Like there was some things that she wouldn't do or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, well, damn. She did more than sabotage you, didn't help you at all. I just don't understand. There was no point in this whole alliance. It did nothing to help Kurisu. It only backfired.
Yep. That's gratitude for you.
Star said, would you not want to ally with someone who can give birth to motorcycles?
Oh my God. You don't understand people. Women, tisk tisk.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that is great. That is so great. But yeah, towards the end we find out Kurisu's son. Is it son, or I thought it was his brother?
No, it's his son.
It is his son. Okay. Son's dying in the hospital. That's why he's doing all this. He's got his motivation. That's why he's changing, blah, blah, blah. By the way, guy took a shot in the ear and then turned into one of the demon slayers with the little wraps around his mouth and everything. The one with the snakes and everything. That's what he looked like.
Yeah. I don't think you've seen the ReZero, the latest season, but he was wrapped up like fucking, I think her name is Cyrus in there. Or Cirrus. She has like bandages all around her face. But yeah, like it was just the ear, and it was like, yeah, I need a new character design to show you that I'm evil.
Yeah, no point. But yeah, that's what happened there. And now we're in essentially a standoff because Uryu uses Kurisu's family as a hostage. And oh my God, the cops are coming in. Oh no, what's going to happen next episode on Future Diary?
This is so bad. The episode starts with so we get his name, the lover boy cop, Nishijima, who's working under Kurisu. When Kurisu gives the orders to take down Yuki and raid the hospital, Nishijima's like, what are you doing? Don't you think you're going too far with these tactics? And Kurisu's like, I don't give a damn, blah 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 blah. And I'm just thinking about it like, they're obviously trying to force friction to make Kurisu look like the villainous guy, like he's going too far. He's going off the deep end, and Nishijima needs to stop him. But I'm like, we know like the basis of this whole thing is bullshit. Like he framed him for this. But considering everything they did after they got framed, how is he not justified in trying to bring all the cops to get these guys? They just fucking beat up police officers, shot some in a police station, and you're saying I'm going too far by raiding the hospital I know they're in? What are you talking about? And then a part of the hospital
point.
A part of the hospital blows up. What is it? What do you mean you're going too far? What are you talking about?
I mean, that is a very excellent point because you're 100% right there. I mean, given the circumstance, he doesn't know that that they're being framed, but he does know that they're escaped fugitives that are on the run. They shot a cop, and yeah, I agree. The hospital got blown up. Sir, I think you're going a little too far with this, don't you? Bullshit, I'm going too far. Those people need to be stopped ASAP. Like, that should be the first thing in his mind, where he's just like, okay, we need to stop this person. My senior, my head chief, whatever he is, head detective, he's a little out of his mind right now, but it's for a good cause. We have to stop these people. They're about to kill somebody.
I agree with that. That's a very excellent point. But it's framed in a way to make it seem like, but Chief, I would understand if these kids didn't even do anything. You know what I mean? Like if it's a scene where they gave up, they have their hands up, and he's about to go up to him and execute him, you know, on their knees. I would understand that. The whole, okay, you're going too far with that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, it just doesn't really make much sense.
Did I say for you to talk? Sorry, my phone.
Oh. It doesn't really make
I wasn't talking to you. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. It doesn't really make much sense why he had that perspective. It's just very confusing. But Yuki, for whatever reason, thinks that the cops aren't going to fucking kill him or capture him. He was like, I thought Uryu was going to talk to Kurisu. Why did you think the talks were going to be successful, though? What conclusion did you think they were going to get to? Because he just stands there looking like an idiot because he has he has what he thinks is a grenade, doesn't use it, which they only do that. The only reason why they do that is so that Yuki doesn't kill more cops. But from his perspective, it's stupid for him to think that he was going to get out of that situation alive, considering he shot a cop, from what he thought, killed a cop. And he's a fugitive, so I don't know why he would think, yeah, I'm gonna get out of the situation good. Yeah, I only shot a cop. Like they're not gonna, they're not gonna go too hard on me. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're not gonna rough me up, takes him right to the ground, freaking pins him down. Oh, I didn't think that one through.
And then,
oh my god! And then the bullshit afterwards. Once again, middle school power against 6 armed cops that look like they're in SWAT gear. They have guns. They have padding. John Wick can't even kill padded up villains that easy. It takes him a while. But this 14-year-old middle schooler, piece of cake for her. Easy peasy. Lemon breezy.
full on vest.
Oh, man.
Perfect aim. Shooting straight neck shots. Kills all these cops.
One tiny bit that's exposed.
Yep. Kills all these cops, dispatches of them easily. Frees Yuki, but wait. Kurisu's there. Kurisu has Yuki hostage. He's like, don't make a move, has what she thinks is a grenade. And it's like, hey, let Yuki go or I'll pull it. They have their
roll up.
Yeah, they have their standoff. Kurisu lets go of Yuki, but he's like, hey, put the grenade down. Let's make this exchange. Says, fuck that, and attempts to blow herself up along with Kurisu. And then Yuki's like, hey, but you promised we were going to go on a date. Of course, it doesn't blow up because it's a flashbang.
God.
But here's the thing. How the fuck did not get shot in that scene? She's a couple feet away from Kurisu. He has a gun trained on her. She is somehow able to pull the pin on the flashbang and get close to Kurisu without him letting off a shot. He's a trained fucking cop a few feet away from and can't get off a shot? How is that possible?
Nope.
Hey,
it shouldn't be.
Yeah, y'all already did the bullshit with her shooting the 6 armed cops because apparently she could do that. But now she can also run up to a man, pull the pin on the grenade or flashbang without him letting off a shot. He's right. She's right in his line of sight, like right there. Nothing. Somehow they get out of this whole situation with cuts and boo-boos. The biggest injury they took, was from the explosion from Uryu, because for some reason she blows up the room that Kurisu's family was in. For whatever reason, she blows that up,
and and they weren't even in there. So it was like, what was the point of blowing it up?
I don't know.
Because she said, I need a contingency plan. And she made a bomb, set it for 5 minutes, and threw it under the bed. I was like, okay, she's going to kill the hostages and leave. Fits with her character. But the hostages weren't even there. Why?
No, that fits more with her character, EA, because she's a good person.
No. No, that's the part where it doesn't fit. That's the part where it makes zero sense. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna. She escapes though and falls on her past lover.
I don't think Train Cop means very much of the show. Not at all. I guess the creator of the creator of the show just hates cops. Just to show you how cops are like.
I'm
nothing
of
compared to
that
middle
same
schoolers.
mindset. I think he likes urination. He hates cops, and I don't know. I guess he really likes donuts too.
Yeah, like a cop's job is so easy. Like even a middle schooler can put him in the shame.
He must have like been denied to be a cop when he got older, and he's like, "I'm gonna make a mangaka on fuck the police." Should we talk about how they got reunited? The two lovers.
Oh yeah, Uryu and I gotta keep looking up his name. Nishijima meet up again in classic gag manner. And in the time that they meet up, Uryu basically tells him how corrupt Kurisu is. But, shelf that for a little bit because we have a standoff again. We keep having standoffs in the show. Where
how many standoffs have we had in these past 3 episodes?
I think like 4. It's been so many. It's been so many. We have another standoff where Kurisu has Yuno at knife point. Yuki has a gun, and Kurisu's like, "You're not going to pull it because you're a bitch." And then Yuki's like, "You're right, but let me see what my diary says." And his diary says, "Yeah, you a bitch." And then Yuno reads her diary and says, "Yeah, Yuki is a bitch." And then he's like, "Fuck, what do I do?" And they keep talking and talking and talking and talking. Kurisu's like, "I gotta do this. I'm running out of time."
You said I was gonna date you.
Oh my god, that whole they have like this whole melodramatic story of Yuki
I love you.
questioning why would do all this, why she's stalking him, all that. She's like, "You don't remember that time a year ago? You said that we would be a family." And I'm just like,
and she just kept following him. When's it gonna be? When's it gonna be now? Is now a good time? Please say it's gonna be now.
He said, "Maybe when we grow up." And then she was like, "Yeah, 6 months from now." Is it time yet? No.
What did I just say?
Oh,
I said no.
But yeah, like it's just a speech to get Yuki to realize his love for Yuno, which is stupid. Yeah, it's stupid. It's ass. It's not good.
And then he pulls the trigger and nails him. I mean, you shot one cop, you might as well shoot them all, I guess.
And that doesn't even like kill him. He like it almost feels like it grazed him because he didn't even fall or anything. He just like got shot and was like, "Ow, that smarts."
Yeah,
He doesn't even drop his gun or anything.
He got shot in the stomach. I don't know what it is with Yuki and stomach shots. Is that just his thing? He's like Elsa he's like Elsa from ReZero instead of like the bow hunter. He's like the bow piercer or some shit.
The bow target Smith. I don't know. yeah, because didn't even drop his knife or scalpel or whatever the fuck it was. It was just like, oh no, you got me. And then Uryu was like, here's our secret recording. Oh no, I'm in trouble. This is fucking dumbass. He could live, but he decides to break his diary and all give props to people at the end. Also, one of my favorite parts of this is the absolute deceitful lie that Uryu said at the very end. Yeah, I'll take care of you, son. She ain't gonna watch him 1 second.
my thing, Kurisu's diary said that Uryu shot him. And like that's how he died or whatever. And then no. This is the real stupid part. Uryu was like, yeah, your diary's not gonna work anymore because you're not a cop anymore. And I'm like, how?
Right. How do you know that?
How do you know his diary is not going to work? Like, sure, you know what his diary does, but how would him being exposed to one cop who isn't above him in authority mean that he's not a cop anymore? That makes no fucking sense. Why would you bank on that or on his diary not working because of that specific situation? You're not a real cop anymore. Bitch, you don't dictate that. He doesn't dictate that. What are we talking about here?
That's up to Ex Machina and what he thinks. It's like, and he just seemed to just believe that right away. He didn't try to fight it or anything. It's like, yeah, you're right.
Well, he checked his diary and it didn't have any more entries, so she was right. But I'm like, she's right for the wrong reasons because she shouldn't trust in that because, like, how would you be able to prove that? Nobody knows how her diary works. Yeah, it's the escape diary.
It's the vagina diary.
The vagina diary.
Because everything comes out of there.
But I was saying, like, even if you knew how the diary, like, you know the name of it, you don't actually know how it works, really. You have an idea, but you don't know how it works exactly. And you would not know how it would stop functioning. Because her escape diary, I don't know how much that covers. Because apparently the escape diary can make her pull motorcycles and missiles out of her vagina. So I don't know. I don't know where it stops and starts at when it comes to the ridiculous future it predicts. So I would not try to guess when his diary is going to stop working, or when he's not a cop, because it doesn't matter if he's exposed. He's still a cop. I think he would need to get fired by a higher power before he's not a cop anymore.
Right, exactly. You're not a cop anymore. Yeah, says who? The chief didn't fire me. I didn't even get arrested. I didn't go to jail.
Yeah.
Also, for all the cops know as far as what's out there, he's still a cop, and those two are still fugitives and criminals. Well, yes, of course, there's the written or recording statement or whatever, but no one's going in to like try to save or do anything. No, just this one man. Nothing. And also, she's a terrorist. Let's get her ass too.
I'm gonna get to that. Yeah. Ellie said, "You're just a criminal."
The irony.
That's like Jason Voorhees just looking at you and going, "Oh, you're a monster. You're nothing but a killer.
You're sick."
else's Green Lantern cop was Sasuke.
Yeah. It's about the mind. Oh, he didn't have the mind of a cop anymore, so it was over. Mind you, they said he was being corrupt for a minute, but it's Future Diary. The Cripple Store said the main qualification for being a cop is losing to middle schoolers. So he's more of a cop than he ever was.
My God. Oh, Decrepit, you're always on point.
My thing though, like his last entry again was Uryu shooting him. And my thought was, how the hell would she be able to shoot him in a situation? She's handcuffed to the other guy. So what is she just going to pick up a gun and shoot him right then and there? Is that going to happen later? How does that whole thing work?
I don't know. A lot of logic just flies out the window with this damn series. Look after my son, snap. Turn into Spiral. Uzumaki style.
And he's like, Yuki, you're going to win this thing. I know it. Okay.
Okay, didn't you just try to kill me like 2 seconds ago? Yes, but you're going to win it all.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about this. I think his whole thing, like I said, I like this arc more than other, stretches of episodes in Future Diary, but like his whole thing going, all right, I need to kill Yuki and Yuno no matter what now. Stupid to me. He has an alliance with these two. He goes, all right, I need to become a god now. I'm running out of time. Understandable. Him working with urgency because his child is dying. Cool. My whole thing is, why would you go up against the people that you have a connection with that are helping you kill the other contestants? That doesn't make any sense to me. If anything, you would use them to find out who the other guys are and later betray them. Like maybe in the midst of that. Kill two birds with one stone. You don't take out the people who can help you right now. That doesn't make sense. They are not the people that you take out right now. Especially considering they're middle schoolers. They're easier to take out than the other people. You would think, at least. But like, yeah, his whole method of thinking in this is so ass backwards. Because I'm like, you don't even know who the other three people are that you need to take out. They're not the ones that you should kill, especially because they've killed everybody except one person. They've killed every single person, every Future Diary user we've seen, other than Uryu. They killed, and besides the guy that you killed, the 10th. So they've been pretty useful. They've killed 4 Future Diary members. I think you want to keep them around if you have urgency to get rid of the other Future Diary users.
Yeah. Why not use them like you did before and try to find the other 3 and then take them out? And then when the time strikes, just plug them both behind the head. Boom, boom. And then that's it. Yeah, I don't get it.
It just didn't make sense to kill them immediately, especially when they were there to help you.
Yeah.
And they were pretty trusting of you too.
Crazy. Yeah. They had, and you had the persona of being a trustworthy guy. Oh, I only want to kill bad people. Keep that going. Take out the other ones. I agree. I feel like the series should have been, Kurisu betrays them at the end. That would have been an amazing twist. Where you just see, yay, yeah, we're down to the last 3 people. 4 if you want to include Uryu. And then just crazy twist out of nowhere. And then like maybe he grazes Yuki or something. That no one would have seen that coming. That's like one of those out of nowhere type of things. Oh, that would have been sick and crazy. But That's expecting too much of the series.
Yeah. No, you asking for too much.
Yeah.
Um,
But so ends the cop saga, the cop arc. Which, by the way, I guess they're not going to jail after shooting a cop or anything like that. They're just allowed to go on vacation now.
killed 6 cops.
Killed 6 cops, and Yuki shot 1 in the stomach.
Yeah, with
And
other
they're
with
free
witness.
citizens.
Now, they can go, okay, he framed them for this. That doesn't excuse their actions afterwards. I can't kill a cop because it didn't go, yeah, I got framed for that one crime. They're not going to be like, oh shit, your actions are justified. You're free now. You can't kill a cop.
No.
Even if you get framed, that doesn't make, or shoot a cop. My bad. He didn't actually kill him.
Right. He didn't kill him, but she did.
She killed 6, and I guess we're gonna ignore that. I don't know. Maybe they blew up in the big explosion or whatever. Even if that happened, they have people. There's a thing called forensics, and the reason I'm using the word forensics specifically is because they used that fucking word in the previous episode. Forensics. They would be able to tell how the fuck the officer died. They're gonna see the bullet wounds, unless that's gone too. But yeah, she killed 6 cops. Nothing happened. She knocked out 3 officers before then. One of which is the fucking person who let them off for the crime. He knocked her out. She knocked him out personally. He was one of the people she knocked out. She knocked out 3 cops, killed 6. Yuki shot 1, and nothing happens. Nothing.
Not a damn thing.
They don't get detained. You don't see any question. They said they questioned them, but we don't see any consequence for any of this.
I know how that questioning went. Did you guys do it? No. Okay, see ya. And then that was it.
Are you guys evil?
Just literally.
Mm-mm. Oh, okay.
Do you guys do bad things and are you bad? No? That's good enough for me. Let's go. Fucking stupid. Like nothing. Everything's just totally fine. I want to move to Japan where I can shoot a cop in the stomach and I can go to fucking get on vacation afterwards.
Oh my god! Yo, Johnny Somali has gotten arrested for more than or for less than this shit.
Oh my god. You're right. You're absolutely right.
What the fuck do they need to do to get arrested? I think that's the new question for Future Diary. How the hell do you get arrested in this show? Because apparently anybody can just... Because I guess Uryu did get arrested, but she escaped because she has the escape diary. It's not like they're going to confiscate her phone.
Right.
She's going to just escape because she has the escape diary. Let's disregard the fact that she wouldn't have a diary in that situation. Let's just skip past that and just say she escaped she escaped prison because they can't hold her down. Fine, whatever. This damn show just basically tells you stop asking questions, bitch. Cause I ain't got no answers. I ain't got it.
Just let it happen.
Yeah.
Just let it happen. And the last 5 minutes of this series or show, episode. Last 5 minutes of this episode before we're done. Someone sends a text. Oh, it's Ikase. Sends a warning text over to Yuki going, run. You know that song that played a while ago. Run. Dun, 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 dun. That's essentially what he was basically saying. And Yuno was like, what was that? Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
She yoinks Yuki's phone, which he doesn't find weird because he's infatuated with now.
Boobs.
Uses the bathroom. Aki says like, yeah, the police are looking for Yuno. And in my mind, I'm thinking, because of the crime she committed in this episode, and it's like, oh no, because he doesn't say what she's being what the police are looking for her for, but you can kind of assume what it is. It's because of the dead bodies in the house. So I'm like,
those dead bodies.
Yeah.
Those are the ones they want to fucking question.
Yeah. It's like, oh, which murder are you talking about? Oh, you mean my first murder? Like, she's committed so many fucking murders. I don't even know which one she's being questioned for.
She killed a fucking cult and cops and a bunch of other people. Well, yeah, let's question her about her parents and why there's a fucking infinity hole in the back of her yard. My God. You should probably run away from her, Yuki. You fucking think?
And why is he texting her this instead of calling him?
He's a great detective, Satsuki, but he's not that great. He's still in training.
Oh, and this is my other question. Wait. Yeah, this is my other question. So, because I already know what I already know what the answer is. So he emails him this, right? If he doesn't get a response, which he isn't because deleted it, how is he going to respond to that? Because you would think if I gave you some pertinent information, like some very important information, and you don't respond, what is my next step? Like, you would think call. Yeah, you would think, okay, he's not answering this. This is kind of fucking important. Yo, Yuki, get away from that. You would think, right? No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
We got to have the plot happen. We got to let the plot happen. My God. Then I guess, the last thing that we see before this episode ends is Yuno. She has stuff in her bag.
Mm-hmm.
She has a cute little bikini. She's got some sedatives and needles and restraints. Oh, and she also, mind you, has a pair of skulls in her fucking bag. All normal.
Yeah.
On the first date.
Typical date stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you never know when you might need a skull. That's what I always say.
Yeah, this live is up. It's like the feng shui. Live is up the room.
Oh, for sure.
Mm.
Everyone knows it doesn't count unless you keep the bodies in your house.
Nobody cared about the dead bodies until I was in Yuno's house.
Nobody cared about the fact that there was no electricity in my house till I killed my parents. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, man. But I can only imagine what's going to happen next episode. I mean, they're probably going to get real wholesome. It's going to be sweet. It's going to be innocent. It's going to be just all kinds of love.
Yeah, this is the really weird section of Future Diary. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we have 3 Future Diary users left, right? 3, something like that.
Still, yeah, because we didn't see any new ones yet. But we're going to be talking about episodes 13 and 14 next week. Get ready for the fun. Which, thank you everybody for always tuning in whenever we talk about Future Diaries. 11 viewers. Please get the likes, subscribe if you're new, but definitely like this video if you're enjoying it. It helps with the algorithm and everything.
For sure. And since we're at the end of things, if you want to ask us any questions, check the description. We have a Google Doc that you can just click on and submit questions, and we will answer them next podcast. We didn't get any questions this week, so we have no questions to talk about. So yeah, we're at the end of things. Man, this show, we're not even halfway done yet. We're not halfway done yet.
Almost.
Yeah, almost. We're right there.
Next. But yeah, it's insane. So, yes, my name is Everything Animated. I put in the links, in the chat, some links. We have a Blue Sky for whenever you want to know whenever we go live. It really, you just go ahead and follow us. Sometimes we don't go live on Mondays. Sometimes we do other days if we're busy. We also have a Patreon, only $1 stinking dollar. We talk about all kinds of things. We most recently did one about the great SpongeBob SquarePants movie. We have a KOA Pokemon celebration. We have Watamote that we talked about, video game special, Madoka Magica, and Drunken podcasts as well. It isn't just the two of us. If you are new, we have a third co-host. His name is C Tactics. He will be joining us again in the summer season. He's just taking a little break right now. And yeah, it's going to be a reunion, so to speak. So when July comes around, subscribe to us, and you'll get to see the full gang back together again. The Crepid Storm says, "I watched 11 episodes of this today, so I'll be sending you my medical bills." I told you we don't cover that. Sorry, no coverage. No refunds either.
Yeah, it's like the Gingaro Hotel. Like, yeah, we can't help you there. No workers' comp or no viewers' comp.
No viewers' comp. Oh, sheesh.
Oh man. But yeah, have fun talking about these shows this week. We'll have some fun next week as well. So appreciate everybody who tuned in. Y'all have a good night, morning, afternoon, wherever you may be. Peace of love from the KOA or the KOA podcast. And hope to see you next week. Peace.